Hey everybody, this is Daryl, aka Dundee, from the Simply Incredible podcast with my good friend William
Hello.
and Josh. Anyway, today we're going to talk comics and show lots of comics. This is going to be an actual comic podcast.
A comic extravaganza.
Extravaganza.
There we go. That's why Kenner's not
it's
here.
funny, I hear something. The podcast is actually on TV. It's like a delay.
Yeah,
I'm all of our viewers.
But no, I mean, it's like, I don't know. I was thinking, at least on my end, yeah, I might show a couple of books today that a lot of people have seen, but I think I've got what's called Facebook fatigue, where, you're a member of so many groups and everybody shows these books and they're like, man, I just got my Hulk 181, just got my Fantastic Four 1. It's like all of these books and don't get me wrong, they're great books and anybody should be proud to have them. But there's so much out there that is a great book or very hard to find. You just don't see it every day, know? And I think, at least on my end, I'm going to kind of show some stuff off that, that might make people say, hey, this is cool. Or, oh, yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Or, hell, I didn't even know about that. So,
well, for me, it's books that kind of have a meaning to me and some that I kind of think people should maybe take a look at.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
This is, like I say, it's just cool stuff out there. And I think, like I say, with me, when you look at so much stuff all the time, it's like, yeah, I've got this or I've got that, but it kind of like when you look at somebody, showing off their 15 copies of Hulk 181, and again, there's nothing, it's a fantastic book and it is a book for a reason.
I mean, it's the second appearance of a major character, but yeah.
Absolutely. It just for some reason, it's the cover, everybody wants the cover.
Yeah.
But it's like when you see it so much, it's just kind of, it almost becomes like, oh yeah, that again. Yeah. When you look on eBay and there's like 250 copies for sale, it's like, what are those books that, you go to a con, at least on my end, to everybody, something's different. But at least on my end, you go to a convention and you start looking at walls. Yeah. And that's why you kind of start switching up conventions and going to different places because it's like you always see like the same books kind of on walls.
I thought, is he getting back to the chair?
It looks as if he is.
Oh, that wore him out.
Yeah, poor guy.
Sorry, we had needs.
We of course had another major event this weekend in the comic world. I'm sure that you'll touch on that at some point. And I don't know. I want to have some fun tonight. Let's, and anybody in the audience and reviewers or anything, if you've got something you want to bring it up, and we can discuss it.
If anybody shows up.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you one book that I'm seeing over and over and over is Ultimate Fallout issue 4 now.
Oh, gee.
First Miles Morales.
Yep, the new Grail, the new book I've always wanted.
Yeah,
but in fairness, I've got 2 grandkids, and one of them loves Miles Morales. He dressed up like him for Halloween, and that's I guess that's his Peter Parker.
I absolutely loved Spider-Man Into the Multiverse.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing.
I think it's a great character, but it just seems like that book is one that, like say a 9.8 went from being a $200 book to like $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, just like that. Yeah.
And it's somebody that has 4 copies of it right now. I'm not upset. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I am scratching my head going, I found 4 copies with very little effort whatsoever. Why is it so out there? And I think that I don't know. But like I say, again, maybe I need to look at it through like my grandkids' lens.
Yeah.
And be like, this is their Peter Parker, and this might be the book one day that, if they ever become interested in this sort of thing, that they hold up and be like, man, look at what I got. So I'm trying to be subdued about it, but yeah, the speculation market has gotten absolutely insane. Even Spider-Gwen's first appearance over the last 2 weeks is gone, just run roughshod.
Oh, did it really? That I didn't know.
Yeah, it's gone
Right.
up there.
That was Howard the Duck, right?
No, that's Gwenpool.
Yeah, Gwenpool. Yeah. Same thing. Same thing.
And that was just like, that's another thing, the whole first appearance thing, you know, it's like, I'm sorry, but advertisement, I'm sorry, Malibu Sun 13, but advertisements to me they're not first appearances. That's like saying you're watching a movie trailer and being like, I've seen the whole movie, you know, it's got to impact a story, but you know, that might be a discussion for another day.
Yeah.
You know, like Gwenpool appearing on the cover of a comic, you know, there is no interaction or any historical significance of that at all.
I have that cover where she's laying out on in a pool.
Hey, I mean, it's all she's out there, and that's her first quotes appearance.
There you go.
You know, but I
Should have
don't
been.
get
She
it.
was laying on a pool table in a pool.
Ooh.
Okay,
Ooh.
it's a little too
commission.
modern for me.
It just got deep.
Yep.
Ow.
Josh, are you okay, man?
I got paint all over me, man. This is not a tie-dye shirt.
He was channeling his inner Bob Ross.
Oh, dude, I
Sorry
forgot. Rick. Bill,
Jesus,
I forgot we were having a podcast. I mean, I completely forgot.
We're not having a podcast, so don't worry about it.
Oh, we're not?
No.
A vidcast?
Yeah, I mean this is live and no one is watching. Does it count?
If a tree falls in the woods,
If you do a podcast and no one listens, does it exist?
yeah, well,
It shan't not ever be.
somebody might click it, and we'll have fun talking to each other.
I'll tell you who's
Somebody didn't announce that we were having a podcast. When did you get your invite, Bill?
About 10, like an invite into the studio about 10 minutes ago, but like earlier in the day today. It was
No, I
around
mean, like this morning?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. This morning, yeah.
yeah.
Oh. Did he just get you 15 minutes ago?
That's a falsehood. It was honestly, Billy, I sent yours and then I immediately sent one to Josh.
Yeah,
There you go.
came first, Bill.
It's alphabetical.
You know where I stand /sit. See, I'm on the bottom right now.
It's alphabetical. That's what it is.
You were up top and then you walked away. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
I took you off the screen because I didn't want to like watch you like falling down over stuff and
I went upstairs.
You forgot to put your pants on again, man. That was
there you go. Everything went
that
down.
was rough.
Look, I got these 2 new books.
Oh, that's
Hole in the fox.
Yeah. So there we go. We got issues 1 through 3.
There
This
you
is
go.
a rare limited edition.
1 through 3.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? There isn't even a third one yet.
Oh, I've got it. You don't know about it just because you created it.
So what you want to hit first, guys?
I think our host should go first.
Wait, is that me? That is me. All right. My first one. You know what? I do. You know, you guys want to talk about Danny first?
Denny O'Neil?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's fine. Yeah, I've got my particular book pulled.
Let's start on a sad note.
No, you know what? Let's celebrate.
I don't think it's a
Like,
bad note. I think it's a celebration
Yeah,
of a great person that has done some amazing work. Unlike me.
Agreed.
I think if he had done for Marvel what he did for DC, he would be a name up there with Kirby and Ditko and perhaps even Stan Lee. You know, he really ushered a new age.
I mean, writing
And, you know, alongside Neil Adams, you know, did some of the biggest books of the Bronze Age. You know,
and we're talking about that awesome book that he also did.
That is an excellent book.
Mm-hmm. So I just pulled those two out because actually I didn't even realize he had done Shazam. I was like, wow, Shazam!
There's a lot at DC that he had
Yeah,
his
I
hands
mean,
in.
like his
That
one with Batman or Detective back in the day.
oh yeah, detective. You know, I was going through some detective books earlier, and strangely enough, I think I'm back. I think pound for pound, I think I like Detective better than Batman. You know, when you go into the Silver Age and Bronze Age, because it just, to me, it just seems more. I don't know, man. It's got juice. For instance, okay, this is my Denny. This is when I started collecting again. Me and Ricky went to a convention in '96.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was 2016. We went to the Richmond Con or VA Comic Con, and I just went to kind of tag along. We hadn't hung out in a while. But shortly after that, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start doing comics again. And this is one of the first books. I've always loved villains and anti-heroes. And this is one of the first books that I sought out. And of course, it is a detective. This is the first appearance of the Man-Bat.
Nice.
You know, Neil Adams did the cover.
That is awesome.
And then you got the Denny O'Neil. You know, I mean, like I said, his hands were in so much, and if you look, it's just he's got this. Him and Neil Adams, the work they did together, you know, the writing, that is probably one of the best writer artist combinations I think I've ever witnessed throughout the course of any book. You know, people can say, you know, like Chris Claremont, John Byrne, you know, people can say stuff like that and they're not wrong. But at the same time, you know, DC's always kind of gotten a bum rap due to, you know, the Marvel Mania and Marvel Zombie stuff. And strangely enough, I've got a lot of DC books today. I think as people start digging through back issue boxes and everything, you know, a lot of DC stuff, you know, Batman is Batman and he's always going to be there, you know, probably in the front. But I think there's a lot of eye-catching stuff that DC did.
You freeze up again?
Oh yeah,
no, I'm waiting on you guys.
Josh, what you think?
About Denny O'Neil?
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this: I feel like I missed an opportunity when he came to the Big Lit Comic Con.
Yep, I
I
agree.
can't remember who told me, but they said they saw him walking around and he just looked so just alone and sad because just, I mean, not many newer people know who Denny is or was. For me, if I remember correctly, he wrote the Nightfall novelization.
Mm-hmm.
And that is that's one of the first novels, big novels that I read. And I mean, it's a fairly big book. And I read that sucker in a week, which for 12, 13-year-old me, that's unheard of. I don't read that. I don't even read that fast now. And his work just absorbed, just sucked me right in. I wanted to know more and read more. And he's probably also, in addition to the Return of Superman series or the Reign of the Superman series, he's probably one of the ones that got me back, or not got me into reading and collecting comics.
Nice. What year was it that he was at Bickley? Was that 2 years ago?
That was the Sean Gunn appearance that he was there.
Yeah.
And that is one thing that I noticed. You know, I was an attendee at that con, not a vendor. And sitting at his seat, you know, obviously comic people knew who he was or what was up. But you know, it was just so remarkable to me how little traffic he was. I don't know. It's like having royalty just where nobody understands that it's royalty.
Yeah.
And I know several of us made our way over to his table and he talked, you know, and it was a very, very good experience. You know, that was one of those things. I didn't get anything signed. I'm a huge fan of getting stuff signed as a memento to show that to look back and be like, man, I've got enough to remember about meeting him, where I'm not sorry I don't have anything signed now in the day and age where everybody wants to have, increase my value, getting a book signed. Maybe one day I'll regret it, but I do have some really cool memories, of chatting with him and everything. He was a very cordial creator.
Yeah, Ricky was saying that he went over and met him, and he said it was so sad that he looked over and it was just never anybody over there.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't go to that one, but I kind of wish I met him, talked to him.
That's the thing, and of course Jim Shooter is going to be at the Halloween one,
mm-hmm.
and I'm definitely gonna make my way there. Yeah, I tell you, that's the thing, right now it's looking like things are a go, and I trust that if things are a go, that the Big Lick crew is going to take care of things and make sure it looks good,
mm-hmm.
But I was talking with Ricky about it the other day. It's like a lot of our creators, they're passing. Look
Yep.
over the last 3 or 4 years what we've lost.
Mm-hmm.
And if Baltimore happens, I've already got a list of people that's like, look, I've got to meet this guy, and I've got to meet. Like I looked up Alan Davis the other day. He's 64 years old, which may not sound incredibly old, but my mind sees him as 30. You know what I'm saying? I guess maybe
Yep.
because of his work and stuff. And it's kind of the Deadpool syndrome. You don't realize that Deadpool is like a 25-year-old character right now, and a lot of the work that Alan did that affects me, was from the teenage years. And I don't know, it's like, it's kind of weird. You look and there's so many creators out there, you don't realize exactly how old they are.
Yeah.
And I think at least on our end, if you've got the chance and, meeting people is what you want to do, you better do it. You need to meet your Larry Hammers of the world. You need to meet your Jim Shooters, because, your George Perez's, they're not going to be around forever. They've given us so much, they will leave a legacy. I don't want this to sound like some in memoriam or anything.
Yeah.
But
the first thing when you started talking about that, the first thing that came to my mind was Steranko, because I know he is not a young man.
No, even though you can't tell it by looking at him, dealing with him and watching him, he's extremely spry.
Mm-hmm.
But like a Joe Giella, meeting him, he's definitely an older gentleman right now,
mm-hmm.
And if somebody, you just got to do it, because Denny O'Neil, 2 years ago I saw him, he was right there, and I talked to him and everything, and now, rest in peace, he's gone, but he has left us one hell of a legacy.
That's right.
And will always have, my gratitude for enriching my life with his storytelling.
That's right. Yep. Oh. Man. Good stuff, guys. Let's go with some books. Let's go with some books. Get me all teared up over here. Who wants to start? You want me to start? Y'all want to start? Who wants to start?
Go for it.
One of y'all start. I'm going to be right back. Got to grab something.
He's still painting. All right. I'm going to start.
He put his pants on.
And this one does, I guess, happen to be a valuable book, but it's of a character that I just fell in love with when I saw the movie, and it's the Crow. And we'll start off with, the actual first appearance in Caliber Presents.
What a great book.
Awesome cover on the back. So, but I actually like this book much better.
I like that a lot. I've started looking for it, and you don't see, like, the Caliber Presents. I was fortunate enough to find one myself.
Go ahead. How much did you pay for it?
I'm not going to say. Substantially less than you probably paid for yours is all I'll say.
Well, was it as close as much as Dennis paid for his?
I think I paid less.
That's right. But we also throw that one in there too, just because.
See, that's fantastic. The Crow limited series,
mm-hmm.
as somebody that hits cons a lot, I don't see that. I've seen more
Never
Caliber
see it.
Presents than I have a Crow #1.
Yeah.
And that's one of those books. I think if I saw it and the price was ballpark, I'd snap by it and not even think twice about doing it. I'm not a huge buy it off eBay guy. I love holding the book in my hand. I love dealing with the dealer. I love supporting the dealers that go from convention to convention and make their livelihoods.
They did have them at Big Lick last time.
What's that?
They did have one at Big Lick. It might have been issue 2 that I think Ricky got at Big Lick.
Ricky must have bought it because, like I said, I keep my eyes open for it all the time.
Yeah.
And then you've got to worry about the having the proper printing.
Yeah, I think because I do want to get the other 3 issues of that run, but I want to be sure they're all first prints.
Yeah, like I say, with me, it would be a snap buy. That would be something that I wouldn't even think twice.
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw that movie, I was like, "Holy crap! Who's this Brandon Lee guy?"
Brandon Lee,
Bruce's son.
It immortalized him. That movie is probably outside of Batman '89. I would probably say The Crow is my favorite comic movie of all time.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's one of those things I never want to see a remake because I think the original Crow Part 1 is just so, I guess, perfect. Even the soundtrack.
It's funny. Every time I hear Ernie Harris is somewhere, or is that Ernie? Or it's not Ernie Harris. Ernie Hudson. That's what I said. Every time I see him at a show, something I just want to go over and talk to him about The Crow, and I never have. And at some point, doggone it, that's someone else. I just gotta go meet him when he's at a show or something sometime.
So, what book did you show?
What did I show? We started off with I showed this one first, Caliber.
Oh, nice.
That first appearance of The Crow because I love that back, and then we went ahead and showed The Crow. Number 1.
I read that. I read my copies I got from Rob Sheeler. Read those last month, I think. Nice. Cartoons Kayfabe did a run through, a visual run through it. It's like, well, I got those. I need to finally read it. It's a really good book.
Yeah,
you can definitely see his progression as an artist and how his style. He tightens up his style really well. It starts out almost like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle books.
Yep,
they're really kind of messy looking, and then they start to tighten up. So. It was a really enjoyable book.
The beauty of independent creators, that's for sure.
Yeah. And James O'Barr, when I first saw him at a show in Richmond, I was like, he's kind of a creepy looking dude. I went over and talked to him. I'm still getting those creepy vibes, but as I talked to him, I'm like, he's a pretty cool dude. I bought some prints from him and stuff. I was like, yeah, he's a nice dude, man.
It was good to have a meeting like that.
Mm-hmm. Who wants to go up next?
I'll go next.
Go for it.
Ooh.
You guys mentioned Steranko earlier, and to be honest, I can't really say if I'm a fan or not because I haven't really looked at a lot of his work. But Jason Hamlin sent me this. He had a fanzine that had the spirit on it. Someone claimed it on Instagram, so he sent me this instead.
Oh.
And this is a fanzine, and it has an article in here, or more like a interview with Steranko, and it's with Gary Groth, the publisher, Fantagraphics.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an illustration of him.
That is cool.
That's awesome.
And he was, I think he said he was 15 when he went up there to meet Steranko and interview him for this fanzine. And it was funny because you guys mentioned Steranko, and then Gary Groth was actually on Cartoonist Kayfabe, and he mentioned he did an interview. He's like, oh man, I got that book. I got that. Like, this is awesome. Nerd out. I mean, look, here's a picture of him smoking a cigarette.
You know what? When you first showed that, I was like, is that him smoking over there in the corner?
I mean, he's a dapper guy. I just thought he was kind of a snobbish prick, but I mean, that's the vibe I get off of him. But
really,
yeah, somebody else was talking. I think it was.
He's almost like I
think it was Andy's wife that said that.
He's like a yuppie Andy Warhol or something. He's like the Andy Warhol of comics. So,
dude, he strikes me almost as Brat Packish. You know, like
yeah, kind of.
That's the vibe I've always gotten from him. But he looks, honestly, I've always viewed him as being just a fun guy. You know.
Well, like I said, I've never met him. I've seen him from afar. I'm like, I don't want to meet that guy.
If there's a party, he's the one dancing on the table.
He probably like, get out of here, you redneck.
Yeah.
So,
the neck fit.
Spit your chew elf.
Oh, he froze up again.
I'm back. Dude, it only lasts like 2 seconds. I don't know why my iPad does this, but
he's got the
But yeah.
Your wife's upstairs playing with the router.
That's a really cool. Yeah, they could on, off. Yeah, making me dance.
Making me dance.
That's my first. So y'all,
I'll keep the flow going. Unfortunately, I don't have a first appearance as my first book up. But it's a second appearance, and it is a pretty cool one, especially since one of the characters is creating some controversy right now. But this is the second appearance in comics of Porky Pig, Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd. It's Looney Tunes Merry Melodies Comics, number 2 from the 40s.
Awesome.
And I tell you what, I found this book in the bottom of a tote box collection that I had bought that was loaded with it had Gold Key, Dell, Funny Animal, all sorts of stuff. But this book has survived in this condition. It's got a couple little issues, some cracking along the spine. But I pulled it out and flipped through it. I'm like, man, this is pretty crazy. It just goes to show you that you never know what you'll find.
It's Foghorn.
And I think at least Daryl, I know Bugs had an impact on my childhood.
Oh yeah.
That was definitely, a Saturday morning ritual was watching some Bugs Bunny. And everybody knows Elmer Fudd, killed a wabbit. It's almost a shame that children's animation has gone the way it has. Because if you look at the animators, right on even Hanna-Barbera, the backgrounds and whatnot. But like you look at the animation styles, all the way up, Walter Lantz, all of that stuff. And a lot of it translated to comics. All of these cartoons had comics. It's just pretty crazy, how things have evolved. And now, we have stuff like what's the new hotness that kids are watching right now? I know Paw Patrol was a big deal for the grandkids. But I don't know. I
literally have no clue what's popular now.
Yeah, I don't know what the hot thing is. The kids. I think it's gone to Twitch streamers right now. They just watch other people play video games. I don't even think they care about cartoons anymore.
Yeah.
I know my kids are watching. Did y'all know about Red versus Blue?
No.
Well, it's based off the Halo games, and they basically took the game engine and recorded and made up a story, or just a comedy between Red Team and the Blue Team.
Kind of like Spy versus Spy?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
But they kind of do that with Fortnite now. They take the characters in there and then have someone voice them, and they do whatever. That's what my kids watch.
Okay.
And it is really stupid, but they love it.
Yeah. Well, some people make a lot of money being we can't fathom it. We're not. I mean, I've tried to watch some popular streamers to try to figure out what their game is, and it's just a bunch of stupid voices playing video games, and they've got 20 million followers, and it's like, hey, go you. I think
Yeah.
I'm just more upset that I didn't think of it first. I think that's my problem.
He's like, I watched some of the popular streamers. Daryl, you were not on any of them. Not one, but touche.
All right, Dale, follow us up, buddy. What
But
you
let me
got?
ask you this: was Foghorn Leghorn in that comic?
You know what? It has.
I
don't
love me some
recall
Foghorn
seeing him,
Leghorn.
but there was
That dog
one
and the
character,
chicken hawk.
one character that I did not recognize. Now, this I think is awesome because if you look at, let's see. Sorry, I'm getting used to this.
Oh, that's not the right
Yeah.
one.
Look at this little black duck right here. And of course,
Is
look at
that
Bugs
Daffy
himself.
without the top of his head?
But you got Petunia. There's Elmer.
Yeah.
You know, you got Porky, and then you have a little dude. I think that's Sniffles. Whatever happened to Sniffles? I don't know.
You got a cold.
Alas, for Sniffles, we hardly knew you.
All right.
Yeah. Don't say Sniffle now. It'll put you in Corona jail.
Yeah. That's right.
Quarantine.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a big Simpsons fan.
No.
So Billy knows where I'm going with this one.
I know where
He
you're going.
specifically told me to bring this one out.
You were going somewhere else.
Oh, I know what you're going with. Yeah.
But I had to bring out the Bongo Comics, the official history of Bongo Comics. I found this on the back of a Simpsons #1, and me, Billy, and Ricky were digging around that day. And this thing is extremely hard to find. Actually, go ahead.
You showed that the day you got it, and
Mhm.
I was reading comments where somebody was like, "Let me know if you want to get rid of it."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Ricky, tell him do not under any circumstances get rid of that book."
Yeah, Ricky told me under any circumstances to sell it to him.
Yeah.
To this day, every time we talk about comics, and I'm like, I might sell some. Hey, you want to sell that Bongo?
That is handwritten, numbered at the bottom,
Yeah.
only given away at San Diego Comic Con.
This was number 66. I looked online today on eBay, and there were only 4 on there. And the lowest one was asking 950.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And to put that in perspective, everybody,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going on eBay right now.
Oh, right this moment, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's see.
This was from what, 92? 93, San Diego Comic Con, 1993.
I got the first issue of Radioactive Man.
Here is.
Do you have the glow in the dark one or the other one?
Yeah, the glow in the dark one.
Yeah, okay.
Hulk 181.
Oh, all I saw was like a bright light when you held that up.
Yeah, didn't translate too well. But 1,144 results. Now, of course, some of those may be facsimile editions and whatnot.
Yeah.
But if you look at Hulk 181 versus, for instance, a Simpsons ash can where there might be 4 at any given time,
And by the way, Radioactive Man is on here, and this is before the comic book come out. So technically, I got the first appearance of Radioactive Man.
Oh, shut up, man.
Don't
interrupt Billy. He's talking.
In your face.
Let the man speak.
But that's what I'm talking about. It's like this.
Savage.
There's so much coolness. There's a lot of times I've listened to people where they're just like, look, if you don't buy that now, you'll never have another chance. And
Yep.
I'm glad I listened to those people. And
I
like
wish
I said,
I had people who tell me those things, Bill.
well, some of us have to buy it before you do. Sorry.
Yeah, I just walk over like, dude, you should get that.
I'm just gonna buy whatever Bill buys. And I should
I'm
be
pretty
good.
good at nudging though. If it's something, it's like, man, you might want to pick that up.
I think the only time I've done that with you, Billy, is when I was like, hey, have you read God Country? Yeah, you should read this. It was the issue 1. It was in a dollar bin.
Yeah.
I was like, you should give this one a look.
It was written by that little unknown writer. What's his name? Donnie Cates.
Daniel
Boom.
KTs.
Yeah.
Cookies.
KTs.
One of the few writers that's doing
Patches.
it. doing everything right now, in my opinion. All righty. I
Yeah.
guess I got to follow up the Bongo. Well,
But
I'll give you a little
yeah,
history lesson then.
but don't yeah. He's following the Bongo.
McCarthyism hit in full swing in the 50s. You had a book come out called Seduction of the Innocent, and it crippled an industry. It brought comics to its knees thanks to EC. And well, anyway, Gaines was on the Senate floor, and they were questioning him about a book in particular. And I think it was the straw that broke the camel's back, because they asked him about the decapitated head on the cover of the book. And they asked him if they thought this was in good taste. And he said, well, if you notice there's no blood dripping from the neck, if it had that, I think it would have been poor taste. But as it stood, I think that turned public sentiment away from the case, and it gave birth to the Comics Code. So the next book I'm going to pull up, we have Crime Suspense Stories, and I'm back.
There you go.
Number
I was going
22.
to go.
This is a restored copy. I feel blessed to have this. I don't care. My opinion on purple labels is, if somebody put a small dot on a cover, we're talking about a book from 1954 right now. And this particular book, they had book burnings featuring these books.
That's an awesome cover.
I want
That's
that
it.
book.
And I feel blessed to have this. It's a 3.5. And it's just, this people talk about grails. This would be, for some reason, my grail. It's got so much historical significance. It's actually led me down kind of a rabbit hole where I'm trying to find books now that were featured in those Senate hearings. And it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough finding those books. I think I've located one other one. And but yeah, that now, of course, I would love an original copy of Seduction of the Innocent. They made a lot of outlandish claims in that book. And, if you look at the political climate then with, the Red Scare, it's not unlike things that happen every generation. Statements get made, people follow blindly. We look at, for instance, the insinuation that Batman and Robin were gay. We look at that as being absurd now, but people totally bought into that.
Yep.
When Wortham, tried to make the connection, and he used a lot of faulty data as well to try to prove his point. But yeah, that book, this is, I'll take this book over Amazing Fantasy 15 all day, every day.
What year was that one?
This is 1954.
Because I was thinking 54, 55, 56, somewhere in that ballpark area.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just going to hide the rest of my books if you're showing stuff like that.
No, look, dude, this is not a size thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's $1 book, dude. It's all about just, hey, this is stuff that you just don't see all the time.
That's exactly right. Oh.
And even if you do, if you love it and think it's cool, go for it.
Captain Gitta.
What you got, Josh?
Oh, Peg Leg Ginter over here.
Dar, matey. Oh, I don't have something like that.
I don't know.
Yes,
Beats on the camera. Major look.
You're mean.
I know I am, but what are you?
I'm rubber and you're glue. All right. I guess my next one is a book by Matthew Allison, which you guys probably never. Huh?
I said Allison.
Anyway. And he does a book called Cancor. And this is a 4-issue series. What are you laughing about, man?
I don't know. It's just something about the name is kind of hitting me.
My first thought is, did you say ankles?
Cancor.
Saturday Night Live had an episode where Alec Baldwin was playing a soap opera doctor, and he told the woman, "It's like, I'm sorry, but you have canker." I could tell because you had polyps.
Oh, that's cool.
That is disturbingly cool.
Yeah. And it's kind of I think it's semi-autobiographical for him. And it's 4 issues. And they just put out, I think it was Ad House, just put out a hardcover collection of this. And I was listening to them talk about it, and they said, yeah, we wanted a special kind of paper for the trade. We wanted something that made it feel like you were touching wet paper. And I was trying to find the trade. I bought that from Jason Hamlin. But you guys should check this out. You can just pull it up on Google, and you can probably still buy the single issues.
That's pretty cool.
Now, viewers and people that are watching, the person he's mentioning right now, you'll see a setup at a lot of East Coast conventions.
Yeah.
Jason Hamlin is a dealer that finds things. He's a very awesome person. He specializes in underground. Shout if you ever see him in future conventions, and check out what he's got. And if you're looking for anything, I can't recommend that. He's just a really cool dude, and he will definitely, if you say you're looking for something, he'll find it.
Yeah, he's almost mythic because he doesn't exist on the internet. In fact, when I found out he had an Instagram account, I was texting him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm on Instagram." I'm like, whoa, hold on, you're on the internet now? Because before, if you look up his name, it goes to, I think, the Richmond Comic-Con page, and there's one picture of him, and that's it. He exists nowhere else. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a fantastic dealer. I mean,
and he's got your mainstream stuff too, but like I said, if you're looking for that dude that opens his trench coat and he's got, some crumb or, some stuff like, hey, I think only 10 copies of this exist. If he doesn't have it, he's uncanny at being able to find it.
Oh yeah, definitely. You need something, he can find it. But I mean, he has a garage full of books. So
you've been to his garage?
Huh?
You've been to his garage?
No. One day.
I was like, how do you know he's got a garage full of books?
Because that's where he tells me he goes look for the books.
Oh.
In his garage.
Okay. This is when I see him at the shows, I'm just like, he's got this beautiful setup. It's a great setup. That all those nice wall books. Then he's got a ton of books in front. When I was at a Richmond show, he had so many books. He had tons of dollar books at that particular show. I was like, oh, I'm in hog heaven over here. It was a good day. It was
some dollar books are worth more than $1 in those long boxes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. My turn, I reckon. To me, books I love covers. I am a cover snob guy too. I'll say it. Sometimes I don't even read what's inside the book, but this is one that a picture says 1,000 words to me, and that's this one. I love this cover. I'm such a huge fan of Alex Garner's artwork, and I just think this
that is beautiful.
It's magnificent. This is the first time I realized who this Alex Garner guy was, and when I see that, I'm like, you got Gordon coming in and Batgirl standing there taking her mask off. He has her there, and it's like, oh, it's so cool. There we go. I'm just a huge fan of it. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
That is a gorgeous piece of
artwork. I love the cover. I mean, you can find it a lot of times in dollar bins and stuff, but anytime I find this for the cheap, I pick it up just because I think it's an amazing cover.
That, to me, it's the state of the modern comic book right there, and it really is. To me, it's become increasingly about the cover, and that one, I think like I say, the pencils and the coloring, it really does kind of stand out.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but to me, so many of the new covers, it's just about this a hot lady on the front cover.
Right.
To me, this right here is really telling me a
yummy.
I mean,
That to
honestly,
me,
you could write a whole book with this one panel.
that is telling you it's not a strike a pose cover.
Yeah.
It is very. It's kind of got a nostalgic feel with a modern look.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I mean, I'm not putting down this artist because some of his stuff I think is great. Is J. Scott Campbell? I think he just has all these female covers with these waists that's about 4 inches thick, and then the big, you knows.
yeah.
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 You knows.
No, what?
Heads. They have a really big head.
Cool. I like big heads.
Fish heads, roly poly fish heads.
Now we will move along.
Eat them
All
up,
right,
yum.
next up. You know,
PG
there's some
13,
books
guys. PG 13.
in 1978. I know it kind of became a meme somewhere.
I was
but still,
25.
having the first appearance is pretty fun. But Richard Wendy Peeney.
What?
And I hope I'm saying that last name right. You know, it might have some weird pronunciation or
Wendy
something.
Peeney.
You know, I've never heard it pronounced. But they started this little thing that developed, you know, legs. And the other cool part about this particular book, it's got a backup story that Dave Sim of Cerebus fame did the art for.
Cerebus.
Here is the first appearance in Fantasy Quarterly #1 of ElfQuest.
Nice.
And again,
sorry.
you know, this book isn't like amazingly expensive. I think you could probably find it, you know, under 3 digits 99% of the time. But, you know, strangely enough, ElfQuest, it had like that independent following during the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, people like me, I remember it very much so. But if you just look at the cover, and it's weird because I don't know if you can actually see it. I don't think it shows up. But the paper it's printed on, you know, 7.0 might not look like a fabulous grade. But this book, I'm pretty sure you're not going to see a whole lot of stuff printed on this type of paper in fantastic shape. So, again, it's a book I feel pretty lucky to kind of have.
What kind of paper is it? Is it newsprint?
You know, the cover has no gloss to it whatsoever. It's you know, the little comic books you used to get at Shoney's?
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
It's definitely a self-published, you know, late 70s title.
So my brother owns a convenience store, and a few weeks ago, it's been a few months now because I haven't been there in 3 months. But she come in wearing an ElfQuest shirt, and I was like, "Hey, that's cool. The comic books are pretty cool." She's like, "What?"
Yeah.
It's like ElfQuest. It was comics. She's like,
You're old and creepy. Go away.
That's it. Did you just undress me with your mind?
No, with my heart.
That's it.
"If only I had one of those." A heart or a
What,
mind.
a mind? Oh!
Get in the van, the one that says free candy.
I smell something burning. It might be me.
Now
whose turn
we
is
gotta
it?
get
Ah!
It's your turn to operate.
That's my turn?
Hmm?
I thought it was your turn, Daryl.
It's kind of like a NASCAR circle, except opposite direction.
You like the clouds? They're nice, right?
They're nice and foamy. I was talking about them earlier when you were hiding.
And my
That one
son,
resembles a basement ceiling, strangely enough.
it's clouds. Clouds.
Yeah.
This from a man who uses mustard and ketchup for his paintings.
Hey, it smells good.
Mhm.
It was delicious. The dog loved it.
Yeah. So my next one is going to be
Boom, boom.
Doom Patrol.
Oh,
And
Is
this
that
is
Way?
say what?
Is that Way?
Yeah. This is the second series from Young Animals.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
got one from that series. I never could find the rest of them.
I had trouble finding, I think, this one. I found that at
That's awesome.
and yeah, I mean, I jumped on Gerard's Way's Doom Patrol. I loved it. It's fantastic, great art, and these have a lot of guest artists on it.
That come out what 2017? Somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah.
This one's more recent. It was like 18, 19.
Okay, so did they? Okay, yeah.
I think the first series was 17.
Okay. Then that's the one I had.
Yeah. They have different artists, Jeremy Lambert and James Harvey, Doc Shaner, Nick Pitara. If you guys don't know who Nick Pitara is, shame on you.
Shaner on you.
Shame. But one of the funniest ones I thought, and most enjoyable of the 6 issues, is what it ran and it got canceled, is this particular issue right here. And it says on the cover that it's written by Way and Nick Pitara is drawing it. But when you open this up, this does not look like Nick Pitara artwork. And it's actually written and drawn by Becky Cloonan.
Oh.
That's
error.
Bait and switch, man.
That's worth $1 million. It's an error.
Yeah, I thought it was just, that's what I thought.
But it sucks you in just to let you down.
Yeah. But it's funny, this particular issue, this shows what you can do in a comic as far as imagination goes. Because it starts out with this kid in our world and who's reading Doom Patrol, and he just loves Doom Patrol, and he will ask how his day is going. It's like it's a magic 8-ball, and he'll flip through the pages of a trade or single issues, put his finger down and see what it says, and that's going to tell him how the day is going to be and whatnot. And it actually, on the title page right here, it explains how you're supposed to do it and everything. And then at that point, he gets cut, like scissors come out of his book, and he gets pulled in like Dorothy and Oz.
Oh.
And they go on this adventure, and he kind of knows what's going on before it happens. And it was a really fun read. And it was one of those things. It's like, this is why I like reading comics, because people can just do whatever they want. Almost. I mean, they have to follow the restrictions from DC, but
mm-hmm.
They
can do whatever they want, except whatever they say you can't do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kevin Smith kind of killed Mysterio when they told him not to.
But yeah, pick this up because this is good.
That's nice.
Funny story about Gerard Way. NC Comic Con in Durham had Gerard Way as one of the guests. Well, one of the headliners, and the other was, of course, the artist for Walking Dead.
Yeah, Charlie Adler.
Adler. And I went with a friend, and we heard this screaming like you would almost hear for the Beatles when this bus pulled up, and it was way.
I told him not to know if I was coming.
And it's like I didn't understand it. And David kept saying, "Oh, he just sings for some boy band," and it never dawned on me that this was the vocalist for My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
Which full disclaimer, some of the songs I actually like. Helena, he can write some lyrics. If you take everything else away, yeah, you can chuckle all you want to. I'm a 45-year-old man that doesn't mind saying stuff like this. At least it's not an Ewok. But
man, there's a meme going around about that.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, it's like, but if you look at it makes sense to me that he would actually be a quality writer when it comes to comics. And the line to go into him and Adlard were in a different building, and that's who we were there to get autographs for. The line wrapped around the block, and there were people cosplaying as Way in various outfits throughout his career, and they were getting pick guards signed and everything. And finally the call came out. It was like, anybody here to see Adlard? And me and David had barely made it, maybe half of a block, and the line was still stupid long, and we raised our hands, and we went right into the building.
Wow.
You know, there was like 8 people standing in Adler's line, and everybody else was there to see Way, and you could almost see Way, the look on his face, kind of being like, I wish somebody would bring one of my Umbrella Academy comics for me to sign right now, because I'm kind of tired of this. You know, I know he wasn't tired of the money, because he probably made some bank that day.
Yeah.
But it really was kind of strange to kind of see the crossover, and it was almost a My Chemical Romance convention instead of a comic convention. But I imagine his writing is pretty good stuff.
Nice.
Well, it's strange, but it's fun.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that it's not going to be strange in some way.
Yeah.
You know, but I just like how David kept referring to it as a boy band, because he comes from old school punk roots. He's like, it's a boy band.
That's David. He's just grumpy old Gillis anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too funny.
He makes me look like a really fun guy. So.
Wow. That takes a lot of work.
It does. He nails it every time.
He's got passion for what he loves. That's for sure.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
That's it.
Just his loves change so much.
Hey, you know, you go with the flow. You know, you've got to change it up once in a while.
I hope he's watching.
He'll eventually get around to it. But one day he's going to get bored and be like, yeah, and click it on.
Man, I'll check out this YouTube thing.
Oh my
Pissed
god!
off 5 minutes in because you can't figure out how to search for anything. And that's it.
All right, what you got coming up next?
Is it my turn?
Yeah,
I believe it is.
Okay. Well, last time the cover said 1,000 words. I'm going with one this time that the inside really says nothing. The silent issue. I love this book. It was a very easy read for me. I mean, a comic book with literally no words inside.
It came with a pack of crayons.
It was like inside is that there is one thing, a little disclaimer. This is for Daryl only. I'm like, okay, you can read it. I think this is a great book.
Did you read it with your tongue sticking out of your mouth? Yeah.
Maybe.
Dude, that is a great book, though. It really is.
First appearance of Storm Shadow. You do see this at cons a decent amount, but I still think this is an underrated book.
I think it is too.
So that's me going. We have unanimous, and the podcast is over.
Yeah. Tell him, Steve, Dave.
Speaking of that, I heard Walt Flanagan is kind of a jerk. I don't know if that's true or not, but rumor.
I don't think I do. I would love to meet him.
I would love to go to the Secret Stash.
I think he's a very, just everything that I hear, my impression, he's like, if you know him, you know him. You know, he's very humble.
He's not a dick to you.
He just kind of does what he does, you know. I don't know. I'd love to meet him, but
yeah, that's the difference between me and him. I never do what I do.
Nah, well, I'm not going anywhere, but I mean, I think he's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, on the show, I love the show. I hope they bring it back again. I guess they're probably not, but I love watching that show. See the stuff people bring in, things great.
All right.
Billy.
I guess for me, what am I going to show?
Billy, show us your books.
I got two books that
a two-book
very
lot.
popular character, but I don't think I've ever seen. Well, obviously, I own the books. So I've seen it at some point.
There you go.
There's a Gunner.
You're not who we want to see.
There we go. This
who's running this thing?
I don't know. I just saw a bald head.
what is the start of the Silver Age? Everybody says showcase number 4 because it is where the Flash came. But there was a character that was created before the Flash that some suggest should signal the start of the Silver Age. And this is a book that you just don't see it. You know, you might find a couple copies on eBay.
You don't see it. It must be John Cena.
This would be a copy of Detective 225, which highlights the first appearance of the Martian Manhunter.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got a cool little date stamp on it. I think it adds a little bit of character. But this was from, I guess, the Atomic Age of Comics. You've got the classic cheesing Robin right here.
Yeah, that's what cracked me up.
The only facial expression he made all through the 50s is that right there.
Photobombing.
But in the back, in the last part of the story, there is the Martian Manhunter. You know, John Johns comes in. I love his actual first cover appearance. I didn't pull one of those, but the goofy freaking space creature on the front cover of that cracks me up hardcore. But that could be your unofficial start of the Silver Age right there. If the Showcase 4 is the start.
Nice cover. That's a book that when you told me you had that, I was like, gosh, I'd love to have one of those. That is cool.
I know.
Well, here, I'll flip another one real quick, just to cycle through the detective, because of me telling you I like detective a little bit better. This is a book that I've already gotten a bunch of interest in, and I just kind of my way into it. But how many times have you seen this book out in the wild?
Oh,
yeah.
I like that book.
Hold on, let me.
This?
Yeah, that's one I've been looking for.
And
no, I don't know.
There we go. This is one of those books. There's another dealer. I ended up getting this book from a friend who really wanted a book that I had, and he did this massive trade. Now, the book wasn't a small book. I'm not going to go into any details what the book was, but he wasn't sure he wanted to trade this. There was another dealer that basically told him, you just won't see that book anymore. If you get it, keep it. Yeah. And I can't say I've ever seen any, unless you go to a large con like Heroes or something. I guarantee you'll probably run across a copy there. I'm sure like New Force or somebody would have it. But you just don't see that book. And when you put that up, that book, I look at like a Fantastic Four 1, and I've seen so many pictures of Fantastic Four 1s. As grayly as it is, it just doesn't excite me to see it. But it's something about that book. It's actually you see it and you're just like, wow, you just don't see it every day.
You see,
how crazy is that, right?
That book I want, and there was one. I can't remember if it's in my mind. I think it's Batman 108 or something along those lines. It's where Batman is in the armor suit, swinging on the chain link. Because he's like, well, I don't swing on the road because it would break because I'm wearing armor. Like that is an awesome cover.
That I don't know. I kind of like goofy, goofy Batman as much as I like serious Batman that Denny O'Neil brought along. He kind of put things back in the serious tone. But it is fun to look at stuff like that. Just the sheer absurdity of it all. I wish I'd been a kid during the 50s. I think
why. I mean, I'm sure you read the book, so you know why he did that, right? Why he wore all the different color costumes.
I have not read the book.
Oh, then I won't spoil it.
No, I mean it's one of those books.
It's a 50-year-old book. Don't spoil it, Daryl.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Duh.
From what
next you're gonna be saying like Vader is Luke's father.
What? Jeez.
That's not true. That's impossible.
Now fall out of your chair backwards, Josh.
I can do that. I got comics behind me.
I can't do that because I got a wall behind me.
All right, Josh.
Look at my beautiful clouds.
Let me just do this one thing really quick because you're on Detective, so I just throw that one up there because I absolutely love this cover.
That is a true modern masterpiece.
I love this to death. So I
See
just
what I'm
wanted to-
saying? Detectives feels like it has more punch than Batman does, doesn't it?
I just love that his whole face is basically bats. And I was like, that is so awesome. So anyway.
But if you, I guess what I'm trying to say though, if you look at like memorable moments, yeah, death in the family and stuff, but you look at like memorable moments, Detectives
Hush.
are loaded
Oh,
with.
wait, Hush was not in Detective.
I couldn't tell if he froze up or he was that disgusted. He's doing it again.
Yes, it's both of the above.
Hush, he said.
But you don't like that Hush run? Come on,
I love the Hush run.
That's a
I
great.
love Jim Lee. I mean, I'm a huge Jim Lee fan.
Oh yeah, why don't you marry him? Yeah.
He's already
if
married.
he wasn't already married, I can't commit adultery.
Well, that's legitimate. Not one, but touche.
Yeah. What you got, Ginner? Bring it out.
PG-13, guys.
I mean, there for a second, I was like, he's gonna pull like a tick out of his hair, except he has no hair.
Wait a second. We just took a hard turn. Josh, show a comic quick.
Laugh at turn left.
Ducks. Ducks are cool.
Ducks
Right?
are cool.
Wait,
Ducks are cool.
that's not the movie adaptation of that Sandler movie, is it?
No.
Okay.
Grown-ups?
You've got me with the title on that one. I'm fascinated now.
The goings on of Tippity Duck.
Oh, this is like
Despondent Duck.
the goings on of Despondent Duck, or the adventures in which our Mr. Duck seeks gainful employment only to be thwarted by his own pessimistic tendencies.
Oh my God.
That. Awesome.
Dude,
Yeah,
that
this
is
is
so
awesome.
depressing.
Wow. Is that Howard's cousin?
Yeah. I mean, it's hilarious. Like, it's just
That.
he gets it. He goes out for an interview. He actually gets the job, and he gets up the day he's supposed to go in. He's like, "Oh, something bad's gonna happen. I might as well just stay at home and read a good book." It's just,
Despondent Duck. That is awesome.
but this, I haven't read this one yet, but I got a stack of these zines and whatnot from Telegraph up in Charlottesville.
In Charlottesville.
Yeah, my wife and I had our anniversary last weekend, so we drove to Charlottesville because I thought they said they were open. Apparently, I was a week off, and so went up there and they were closed. And they were kind enough to let me in and rummage through their books real quick. So I bought a stack, and so those two books, Fighting Dreamers.
That's interesting. I didn't know they had zines up there like that. That's
Oh yeah.
So
now I know.
this ain't it.
Yeah. This is, some of these things are just odd.
I mean, I really want to get that Despondent Duck. That is great.
I think I got the only copy.
Oh,
Well,
Maybe.
he's created a fan base immediately. So.
yeah.
I mean, Syncopated Comics is the name of the publisher.
Syncopated Comics.
So maybe you could find it online.
Yeah.
But just a little bit.
Duh. Daryl's life story.
But and then this giant one, this is issue 3, I think, of this book.
Hey, dang.
This stuff reminds me of Nick Pitara and Mobius, like just the art style.
That is awesome.
The layouts are insane.
I like the way that is laid out, kind of like that, almost like a honeycomb type of thing going on.
Yeah, and
Cool.
this
Do
might
they even
be
still make that cereal?
Honeycomb?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Honeycomb. Yeah.
But a shout out to Telegraph Art and Comics because they're cool. One funny thing was because I was in a hurry to get in and get out because everybody's wearing masks and I'm sweating
You weren't.
like I was wearing a mask. They wouldn't have let me in. But
Isn't it funny now in 2020? If you don't wear a mask, you're not allowed into buildings.
yeah,
It used to be like if you are wearing a mask, you can't come in the building.
but I was in a hurry, so I just started grabbing things, and I didn't pay attention. So I got this book.
Oh my God! How do you not pay attention to that? Is that one you just toss to the kids? It's like, here, check this
All
out.
right, kids, time to learn how to babies.
Oh,
my
wow.
God, that is hilarious.
I don't know. I've picked up some stuff before that's a little bit more graphically detailed than that.
Yes, I know. Thankfully, he didn't show me the back cover.
I just want to sell it. I just want to get it gone. I mean, there's an audience for that stuff, though.
I want the Sabrina book.
Ah, you mean
The Teenage Witch?
This one?
this one?
That one. I really want that book.
I think I've got to keep this book.
You back?
That's Chilling Adventure. Sabrina. This is like Tales from the Crypt meets Archie. Sorry, I didn't mean to step over you there, Daryl.
No, I was just like, that's awesome.
There was
but it
5
is.
issues.
David turned me on to this series, and if you look like in the Sabrina TV show, I believe he said this was one of the books that they were reading on the show. Or maybe he could set me more straight. He's the master of all things Archie. But yeah, that's Chilling Adventures in Sorcery. And there are, I found a number 2, but I forwarded that to him because he obviously, he cares a lot more. But yeah, it's crazy how cool that is. And like, you've looked at it, Ricky's looked at it, and I actually did have a price tag on it, just on the off chance that somebody wanted it. And then it's like, I don't know, man, the more I look at, maybe it's a cursed book. Maybe it's just a cursed book that just kind of draws you in, Well, hello, Superpower Review.
Hello, Superpower Review.
What's up? I mean, I've gotten on eBay to look for one because I figured there was no way you're going to sell that book. So I've been eyeballing them on eBay, and they go for about $25 to $50, maybe a little more depending on the grade. But I just love that cover. It's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is
Go
awesome.
for it, Daryl. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. He brought it up, and I was just like, let me go and get it out the way.
As always, we have this podcast. It's in a box. You don't go outside the box. Oh, wait. We never stay inside the box. It's all good.
Help, I'm in a box.
Not a mime. Anything but a mime. Not a mime. There you go. Here's a book that honestly I look for a very long time because I think it's hard to find. That Joker #1.
I got 12 copies of that.
Oh, well, yeah.
Dude, that series.
You have a great day, man.
I don't think I've found one in
It's
decent
hard to find
shape.
in shows because Ginter has them all.
Right.
I just that series I can't find. Like, I don't mind, obviously, 50 stuff and stuff like that, I'll take beaters of.
Yeah.
But, once you start breaking into
beaters.
the 70s and stuff, yeah. Once you start breaking into the 70s, man, I got a book I'll show you right now that I've got where the cover is detached, and I am stoked to have it. Oh, the first Gru.
Destroyer.
I still like the Joker. That I love, but, dude, that Joker book, like I say, everything I seem to find, I can't call it high grade.
Yeah, I want to get that whole set of them, and I just can't find them.
Nah, I mean it's one of those things. I think people say, but you look at it, it's got the great logo, and it's got that awesome, classic Joker look. Where he's
classic Joker logo. I mean, I find that to be absolutely awesome.
I love that book.
I really want. At some point, I'll complete the whole set of them. At one point, I had issue 2 or 3. I can't remember which one. I opened it up, I pulled it out, and tape on the bag got stuck on the book.
Stop!
Oh,
Wow.
day for me.
We've all
Like
got
your
like
balls dropped when it happened, didn't it? It's just like, "Grr!"
Well, it's that uterus thing.
yeah. Somebody's done got going.
Now that I read that book, I'm a Casanova.
You know what the weird thing about the Joker book? It's like for me, I don't know if it does it for anybody else, but does it like bring the superpowers nostalgia to you, even though it predates superpowers by quite a bit?
Yeah, I think it's the logo.
It's got to be the logo and the look, because every time I see that book, it just makes me really just want to find some superpowers toys and play with them. You know, I mean,
Monday one pants too.
yeah. Well, Josh, you showed off something there. What was that?
What?
Destroyer
The
Duck.
last book you just showed off.
Oh, Destroyer Duck.
I know it's Destroyer Duck, but tell us about why Destroyer Duck should be on people's radar.
Because it's a duck.
I almost spit up my water.
I don't know. David gave me this book, so
It's
other
the
than
first
it's the
appearance
first
of Gru the
appearance of
Wanderer.
Gru. Yeah, it's the first appearance of Gru, and Jack Kirby did the cover.
Really? The Curbster.
I think so.
Okay, now it's damaged.
It's damaged. Oh
If
no!
you took that book to Sergio Aragonés, what he will do is he will open it up to where he started, because I had to get Moving Pictures, and he was not able to get away to meet Sergio at Heroes last year, and he asked me but he will open it up to where he started doing the Gru strip and do his little Gru doodle and write Sergio on the page where Gru the Wanderer first appeared.
I need to read this book.
Yeah,
That's hilarious. Like, I'm not signing the first 18 pages.
yeah. Well, no, I mean, I think it's just really freaking cool. You know, of course, he's really cool anyway. But that book, you want to talk about a book I feel like is probably, that might be the most underrated book we've seen tonight. Right there. You know, God knows Gru the Wanderer is just so cool.
Gru.
Gru. A grail.
Why do I feel like he's from Ireland? Gru.
I just think he's.
Try not to tear it.
It's freaking fantastic. I love it.
Wait a minute. There you go. That's awesome. Gru. The Wanderer.
Dude, you know, there are Facebook people that will watch this video and they will behead you when they see you at a show for how you're handling books right now.
Oh my God.
Touch
with your fingers.
You know what I have to say?
Sorry?
Nothing.
So very sorry. So very sorry.
Bring it.
I don't think you want that kind of heat on you, man.
Yeah. Don't you wish that evil on me, Ricky Bobby?
Don't stab yourself in the leg.
It's not gonna hurt.
Is this still my turn?
I don't know whose turn it is now.
I'm just gonna show this real quick, and then it'll be Daryl's turn. Bart Kira. Huh?
The what?
Bart Kira.
I
It is
don't know,
Akira.
man. That's a little bit out there.
It's Akira, but with Simpson characters playing the parts of the anime characters.
That is
awesome.
awesome.
Lost me at anime, but okay, we'll go with it. You got Simpsons. You've piqued my interest.
Let's see if I can find.
Where was this thing come out at?
This was like a non-profit.
Is this like something that's condoned by Groening? Did he?
No, this is under the parody clause for publication.
Okay.
So they're melding two different franchises, and they don't make any money off of it. I think the money goes to charity.
I don't know. That Bart looked like the cover of a Lobo book.
But if you're an Akira fan and you're a Simpsons fan, you need to get this.
Ding, ding, we have a winner.
And they basically just go back and they redraw the manga but with Simpsons characters, and you got different people doing the artwork.
Nice. That is cool.
So
I'll give you 57 cents for it.
sold.
Yeah, we got a winner.
You're known to sell some books kind of cheap.
Man, I should have said 52 cents. Darn it.
Well, I'm not selling this. Sorry, it's not happening.
He already committed the sale.
I
Well,
didn't
you
see
can
a
come get
gavel
it,
bang.
quarantine boy.
It's not official until the gavel bangs.
That was your head.
But yeah.
Daryl, your turn.
Is it my turn again?
Again.
Jeez. All right. Well, this is just a story that I really, really liked by Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti. It is Super Zero. It's about this little girl, like a teenage girl. She wants to be a superhero, so she does. She goes through different superhero origin stories and tries to do them so she becomes that superhero. And each time it goes horribly wrong. It is hilarious. It was either 6 or 7 issue series, and I highly recommend this because to me it's absolutely hilarious. But for some reason, Aftershock decided, you know what, we're done with that. And there's been a lot of outcry wanting more of this. In San Diego, I talked to Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti, and they were like, yeah, we want to do more, but apparently they don't want any more done.
Kickstarter.
Just do some Amanda and Jimmy and just send it to me. There you go.
There you go. It'll be a one-of-one exclusive.
There you go.
Are you a billionaire, Daryl, and you didn't tell us?
No, I just figured they'd do it because, of this just amazing podcast.
It's simply incredible.
Yeah, because again, I'm honest.
Yeah, well, stay tuned for my up-and-coming podcast, Absolutely Astonishing. I never could. I'm more of a team dynamic guy. I can't do a podcast solo. It's tough.
I don't know.
Daryl.
Me and you side by side. I think they think you're the leader, not me.
Why do you say that?
We know who wears the pants in this relationship.
Well, it's not you because we saw that earlier.
Wow.
Billy, what you got?
All right. I'm a big fan of dollar boxes. I can dive through a dollar box in no time. And imagine my surprise when I found this little ditty floating around in all these comics are $3 a piece box.
Look at how he sets this up. He's like, yeah. I'm not going to show you, but oh,
nice.
That was in $1 bin?
Wow.
This was I paid $3.
Is it a $3 bin? You lost me there.
Dang.
And
wow.
Yeah, it's in pretty good shape. Yeah. And it's amazing. It was at a convention. Half the people I'm pretty sure have no clue what they're even looking for. They're looking for like I say, the stuff that they see all the time. But if you look for stuff that you don't see all the time, eventually you find stuff like the first appearance of Hellboy.
Yeah.
San Diego Comic-Con Comics #2.
Wow.
I also got a #1 just for the heck of it, but I think that's a really cool book.
Wow.
Gasp.
I knew I should have quit, before I even showed my first book.
Dude, it's not like that.
Man. It's not like that.
Yeah.
Look at the crap I'm showing. No one's ever seen it before.
Exactly. What I'm showing, everyone has seen.
No,
I haven't seen that Batgirl book before.
Oh, there you go.
Dude, I think was it Batgirl? Great books.
Yeah. I need to see that Domesticated Duck book again.
Oh, yeah? I mean, yeah.
Just how
I intentionally said the wrong name?
Yeah. It's also monolith shaped.
Ooh.
I'm fascinated.
Looks like a rectangle to me, but okay.
I think I would read that like in an Eeyore voice too, as the bad thing. That's the voice I'd give him in my head.
Like in the background, you keep hearing wah wah.
I feel like I guess I'll go to work today. I just feel like this.
Today's the big job interview. Knowing my luck will ruin everything before I even walk in there.
I can't find my
It's hopeless. Mother tells me just to be myself. Well, if that ain't a kiss of death.
Jesus Christ.
I want to know. You are selling that book. I want it really bad now.
We're gonna pass like an Action Comics #1. It's like, no, that's my despondent duck.
Can you imagine the guy who drew and wrote that just like stumbles across this podcast like they're talking about my book. What happened? What? Hi, Andy.
What's up, Andy?
Or Paige, whoever happens to be there. We're both.
Someone's #1 fan.
Because I think they're both equally important.
That is true. Paige is more important.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy, Tom. Whose turn anyway?
My turn, I think.
I think we're in chaos mode now, to be honest.
It all turned on Sabrina.
He did. Sorry.
I think I screwed everything up.
What?
Andy, send me some messages and show me some books so I can buy some.
Self-advertising.
Yeah.
There you go.
Couldn't bother to show up on the show, but he can comment about it.
Well, I thought he was busy, so I actually didn't even send him a message.
Andy, I won Fantastic Four. Let me know what you got.
Fantastic Four.
My next one is
Andy,
by a legend.
Dale,
shut up. I'm talking. Big screen. Oh, crap. I showed the book. All right, better. This book's by a legend in the comic book industry. Stop it. Screw it. It's Winston #2. Look at that guy.
Who's the legend?
Holy cow.
Wallace Wood.
How did they get a picture of me?
I don't know. This is way before you were born. Probably before you were a gleam in your daddy's eye, for all I know.
Dude, that is amazing.
Never that, but okay.
That
is
really
amazing.
is amazing.
It was $1. $1
Per copy.
per copy.
I'm going to dollar books. Let me go find a dollar book. Hold on.
I'm gonna open this up. That's right, Facebook. We're gonna open this up.
Oh my god. He's touched it with his just fingers. That's awesome.
Try and pick out some.
Jesus, that man can art.
It's not. This isn't Wally Wood. This is Reed Crandall. It was a portfolio.
Reed Crandall.
He was the publisher for this magazine. He does do a story. I'm not sure if it's in this issue or not. Maybe this is the first one he did. Nope, this is Gray Morrow. There we go. Here it is. The Animan. That's Wallace Wood.
That's cool.
Very, very cool.
I think I got this book for maybe $10.
Money well spent.
$10 in the dollar bin.
It's worth more than $1.
Yeah, prove it.
The Midnight Special comic strip.
That's awesome.
It's an owl with a headlight on.
Woo, woo, woo. You know
Woo! Party on, Wayne. Speaking of which, did y'all see the trailer for the new Bill and Ted?
I have zero hopes for that movie after I saw that. Like George Carlin? Oh, wait a minute. Darn.
Oh, too soon?
Was the princess there?
I don't know.
Spoiler, maybe.
Can you take me off the big screen, please?
Oh, I thought you were just having a merry old time.
He demanded it. Now he wants to give it
Yeah, I
back.
know. Make up your mind. You want to be a superstar?
Take it back. I don't want the limelight anymore.
It's too much for me.
Too much.
Whose turn now?
Your
Go
turn.
for it. Just show something.
I do the roll. All right. I don't even know if I even want to show this now because everybody's got the cool stuff. But anyway, I'm a huge fan of Gail Simone writing. And, this art germ cover is pretty cool too, I guess. But Gail Simone is just a phenomenal writer. She's done stuff. Superman, Birds of Prey. Where's it at? Yeah, Crosswind over here somewhere. She does a ton of stuff, and she is a phenomenal writer. Anytime I find something that says Gail Simone wrote it, I'm going to take a look at it. I don't know if you guys like Simone or not, but I'm a big fan.
Have you read her Red Sonja run?
No, I have not. Is it the good?
It is the good.
Oh.
It is the good.
Oh, wait a minute. We got another guy's done walked in the room.
It's
Oh!
Bonafide.
He froze.
Wow. He went from nothing to fast.
Can you hear me?
There you go. We got you.
Hi, Andy.
Hey.
You bought a collection, eh?
Yeah. It's a lot.
It was 4 books.
No, it was like
Was it the collection?
no.
Oh, okay.
No. I would have said the collection.
All right. Gotcha.
Look back at the comic. I think he said the collection, not a collection.
Yeah,
Right.
he definitely said a collection.
Yeah, there it is right there.
Dang it.
I'll just go grab a few if you want.
Yeah.
Here's some cool ones I pulled out. This one you don't see.
That is our theme tonight. Ooh.
Ooh,
Mud
Mud
Fisher.
Jeff.
Sold Mutton Jeff.
Show it back up, please.
10 center. 1949. It's just weird. Just cool.
Wow.
I
19.
think it's very cool.
That is awesome.
I also had like I got a bunch of these cool 70s magazines.
Nice.
Oh,
I have a bunch of magazines too. I got some.
let me guess. Paige is going to shoot through them first, right?
No. Here's some Terror Tales. And I don't have a lot of magazines, so I'm glad I have a bunch now.
That is awesome.
Congratulations.
Old
on
Looney
your,
Tunes.
Nice.
Pretty great condition too for the
I
age.
showed off a number 2 earlier
Number 2 of what?
Looney Tunes.
of Looney Tunes.
Oh, nice. Let me see it. Is it
All right, we'll switch over to him right there.
Oh, it is a Merry Melodies. That's awesome.
Yep, that's their second appearance.
I know. This is number 86. So, yeah, number 2 is crazy.
That is awesome.
Dude, I think, Funny Animal, obviously, it takes a certain buyer for Funny Animal. But I love looking at the stuff.
Mhm. Yeah.
A bunch of stuff.
I think I really want a first appearance of Mighty Mouse in the worst way.
A lot of.
Oh, heck yeah.
Tons. Unexpected. Awesome Phantom Stranger. Twilight Zone. I haven't even gone through a lot of it. It's just awesome. Awesome stuff.
That's great.
Is there anything that stood out as being like a mega key, or is this just kind of like a sight unseen thing?
Here's one of the really good condition, except their back had a little tear on it. Nothing. I don't think there was a lot of mega keys, but a lot of keys.
Just
a lot of
solid stuff.
But for this book is always like destroyed because of its
Yeah.
heart. Like it's because
It's got a great gloss on it. I can see
Oh,
that.
I mean, it looks so good front.
That's
Like on the front, I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna grade this. It's gonna be so great." And then the back had this tear. I was like, "No," but I mean, it's still a beautiful book for what you usually see. These,
Mhm.
I mean, it's a great looking copy.
Just put some tape on it, man. It'll be all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll just tape it up right there.
they'll never know.
I mean, it's not a big tear, but still, like
To you, it's a big tear.
Like
Well,
if
I mean,
it wasn't on there, this book would be like an 8.5, you know.
I mean, it'd be a really high grade, but now it's got fingerprints on it, so now it's worthless.
Oh, did I need to put gloves on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
That was the most annoying thing.
You're not kidding.
Use a mouth spoon to turn the pages.
Sorry, I read my books, dude. I don't care about them.
Yeah, so do I. Buy them.
Here's a cool one that you might like.
Oh.
Haha
Oh.
Comics 33.
Dude, what is the
Izzy and Dizzy.
if you come across what is it, the cockeyed duck? I'm actually looking for some of that.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Oh God, now I gotta actually find it. But
Got the despondent duck, now the cockeyed duck.
well, no, it's obviously I think somebody there's a Facebook user. She showed a picture of something, the cockeyed duck, and now I have to look it up.
Oh, there's where it went.
I'm gonna check the app. First appearance of a cockeyed duck.
And of course, there wasn't any old Batman in it. I was like, no. Like every collection I buy, there's never Batman.
It is Super Duck, the Cockeyed Wonder. Y'all laugh, but it was published by Archie Publishing.
This is great.
And he looks a lot like Donald Duck, but he's cross-eyed.
Cross-eyed duck, huh?
I don't think I could ever.
Don't make fun of me.
Oh, see, we don't have to go there, Josh.
I have to. I gotta piss off those Facebook viewers.
Okay, duck.
But yeah, Super Duck, the Cockeyed Wonder. If anybody comes across this, please let me know, because I'm actually interested. It's the name that gets me. I don't know why.
So here's something positive for 2020. So see this old label?
No.
Ah.
What do you want?
Yeah, I did a little magic, and my buddy's book now come back a 4.0.
The second appearance of Wolverine.
Yeah, the second appearance of Wolverine there. But he's like super happy. I was kind of scared because I'd never
That
done
makes
it.
a couple. It's a little bit of a financial difference there.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but it looks a lot better. To be honest, this was a gift grade. I saw it and I took it out and I was like, good gosh, 35.
It's a lot of gift grades that are, I don't know, man. I think my faith is a little rattled in the whole grading industry right now.
But I cleaned it, which was the biggest thing, and pressed some of those it was wavy, like a whole book was pretty messed up. But
Cool,
nice.
And Josh is back to his paint sing.
Yes. At the end of the show, you will not get to see what he's painting.
Exactly. Especially you. You. Dang it! I hate this camera.
You're painting more Dead Man for me.
Yeah.
Well, shoot.
What'd you think of the second Dead Man?
The one you surprised me with?
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome.
Okay. You never said anything.
Well, because it wasn't your. It seems like it's not your style. Like
he actually said something. You weren't on the podcast that he said something. I think you pointed that out on the last podcast.
Yeah,
didn't you?
I thought I showed it. The
Let's
podcast.
see. There you go.
'Cause-
I didn't watch that one. I'm not on it.
yeah, he doesn't watch your show, Daryl.
He doesn't watch it when he is on it.
Yeah. That one's awesome.
I think they're both cool.
Yeah, this one's great too.
I'm really kind of waiting for Josh to just send me something cool.
I did.
Hold on.
No,
Now he's Josh. Oh my God, Josh.
Excuse me.
Daryl, what you itching to show us, man?
Yeah,
What?
so-
This is what I mentioned to show. These very rare limited edition books.
There's only 2 that are limited edition.
Don't you ruin this for me, sir.
Sorry.
I don't know. You know what? Just because I like fish. Fish is good. So we're going with some Joker fish.
Oh, hold on.
Classic cover.
I thought you were going to show the Fish Police.
You know what? I've seen so many of them, and I keep thinking I want to buy them, and I just never do.
You need to buy them.
That's awesome. One of my favorite covers. I think that is great.
Dude, the Joker's done some cool. I mean, there are some cool freaking Joker covers.
There we go. Yeah, much better. There we go. Yeah.
That the Laughing Cat, the Legends of Dark Knight 50. There's some really cool covers where he, for some reason, just abuses the living crap out of animals.
Horses, right? He killed a bunch of horses in the New 52, man.
Yeah,
I feel like I
It's just
remember.
Horses.
he was probably like, that Mr. Ed, he had a good laugh.
Trying to think what I picked up for myself recently. Well, I got this book. I don't know if you. No, like this book.
Flesh. Oh, Russ Heath. Heck yeah.
Nice.
And I've been drooling over it.
Nice hardcover.
It's weird how we start to single out as we get older. We start to single out artists and seek their work specifically.
Yeah, I've been
As we get older.
So you're an outlier though, Josh. You're like an artiste.
I'm
I
an
mean,
anomaly.
well, you stumble upon you go down rabbit holes because I didn't really collect war stuff at first, and then I got into I'd find books, and I was like, man, I really like this artist,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know who they were, and then you find out who it is, and then you see their other stuff, and you're like, man, because Russ, his shadow work and his inks are always awesome. I mean, there's a cool one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finn's Adventures.
So then I've been eyeing some, and I picked up one. Let me show you the one. If you saw it on Instagram, I posted it. Let's see if I find it. Oh.
He laughed the bell.
I gotta start paying more attention to Instagram apparently.
Yeah, I'm on there.
I never do anything with Instagram. But
I like
apparently that's where the
Instagram
cool
better
kids
than
hang out.
Facebook.
Dude, Bill, you can post pictures of the books you got. You probably get a lot of hits because you got some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be known. That's why he's on.
You know what? While looking for
Well, if he
I'll tell
wants
you what,
to
I'll
be a
show you
dealer,
something that's-
getting known is a good thing.
I'll show you something that's interesting real quick.
All right,
This book, it got legs recently because of what it is. This is a Wizard World copy of the Young Avengers #1. It's a Wizard World LA copy, but it's the VIP edition, and this was graded for the Wizards First program. There's 285 copies graded at a 9.5.
What? I've never seen a 9.5.
I've seen that one.
So if you look at this book, it's in perfect shape, and it's obviously not a 9.5. but
Well-
it came out in 05. So what warranted the 0.5 grade? It's
I
almost
feel like-
Wizard got a gift grade made up specifically for this giveaway.
Well, I will say this: in baseball cards, they have 10, and then 9.5, and then 9. Maybe
Right,
they
but
decided to do that.
This Wizard has never had a 9.5, and I've never been able to get a straight answer of how this grade exists. If nothing else, then it's like a commemorative number for the specifically graded book.
Next
And if
time
anybody
you
can
see
clear that up, say something in the comments.
Next time
Yeah,
you
let me
see
know.
CGC, you go up to him, you grab somebody, you're like, "Hey, man."
But you know, I mean, the book is flawless. You know, it's like super sharp corners. I don't see any
Victory.
tips, anything.
So
And it's like, what the 9.5 grade, Andy? You know anything about that?
they only did
Is
it
it
for a
just
little bit.
Well, it's a commemorative piece because it even says, you know, number 185 of 285 Wizard World Philly exclusives graded for the Wizard First program along the very top there.
Yeah, I think I saw it at your house. Though I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, I think they just did it because
Yeah.
that was back when they did the red labels too, which it's early.
Yeah, the modern labels. So I'm just curious, you know, like, is the 9.5, is this like a 9.8 that they
It
just said?
probably is, or
Call
9.6.
it a 9.5.
Looks like a
But there's only
92.
285 that exist, and it is for sale. So if you want it, just get in touch with me.
Oh, that one's for sale.
Trade you for Despondent Duck.
It's got a limited edition red label, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9.5.
Okay.
Only limited edition.
You could just tell people, I've got a 9.5 graded to think you're an idiot, and then you'd be like, oh, really? Cha-ching.
Yeah.
Just pull it out.
Start some
Then they'll confirm you're an idiot.
social
Thank you,
media
Daryl.
shenanigans.
You're the welcome.
So here's two I picked up.
Battle action.
Just look at that
Here I
cover.
am leaning closer to the camera. I
Look.
love it.
Oh my gosh. Can you see what he's doing?
Looks like he's got some Jedi stuff going on there.
So the Korean soldiers are coming up behind him, and he's drinking his coffee, but then he sees they're coming, so he pulls the pin of his grenade and he got in his teeth.
Oh,
It's so
That's
I love
great.
it.
so great, and just how black it is, like shadows.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is Russ Heath, his finest. It's an amazing cover. And then I picked up one of these again for me, trying to finish the run.
Star Spangled.
It's the last one of the Robin covers, but it was all restored 6.0, but I cracked it out because I don't really care about having them in slabs.
So why is he glowing?
He's turning gold. It's Midas, or
Oh, yeah.
he's got the Midas touch.
Ah. Well, I would call it Gold Robin pretty
Which
valuable, man.
I love, like, I don't, for some reason I like the Midas touch stuff because that episode of DuckTales, remember? You remember that one? I love that episode, and I always wanted to see it again, but back then there was no YouTube. So, man, I was like, man, I really want to watch that DuckTales episode again. And it never came back on. It was the one
Just
with,
want to see if it holds up.
because you know what I'm talking about? He had the, what was it? He had to put the thing in the fountain because, like, the whole world was turning gold. You remember that?
Nah.
Nah.
Shut up. You guys
I
are all-
don't mean it like that, Josh.
Did you? Josh is around my age. You probably watched DuckTales.
I vaguely, I
I
might have saw that one, but I don't remember.
But I've
We're
always
the youngins.
been fascinated with, like, the Midas touch things that could turn people gold or whatever. But anyways, I thought this was cool. I picked this up in that big collection. This was in there. I thought it was cool. I might keep it because it's
That's awesome.
right in Andy. He's in great condition for being so old. But Raggedy Ann and
Very cool.
Nice.
Kind of makes you wish you had like married a woman named Anne, doesn't it?
Really?
Paige, can you legally change your name?
I don't know.
Can you
And
curl your insides and put stuffing in it? It's like,
Wow.
I mean,
that took a turn.
that's
That took a turn.
that's as weird as you're getting, like making me change your name.
Well, I mean, maybe her middle name is Anne. Did you ever think of that?
Yeah, you guys don't know.
Yeah.
what is it?
You left us hanging, man.
You'll never
He's
know.
not going to say anything.
There was a dare. So, I mean, a dare and it's the same, right?
A dare.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, good God. Oh. This is bad. I'm out of beverage too. I've got like an empty bottle.
yeah.
I'm tempted to go like out to the dehumidifier right now and like see what's collected.
You're out of drink. How are you out of drinks?
What's
He's
that?
downstairs in his dungeon.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I'd have to go upstairs, you know, but
Yeah.
Woman, bring me a drink.
Yeah.
well,
Hit
I'm not
the
like
seat.
that.
Hit the ceiling with a stick.
Yeah.
She'll just throw it down the
Gosh,
steps.
don't do that. You just poke holes in your clouds.
Beautiful clouds.
Don't poke holes in your clouds.
Don't go
I
chasing
expect to see a
waterfalls
bird
either.
hanging from that next time.
Please
We'll
take
put an airplane back here next
Who else
time.
has something to show off? It's show and tell Saturday.
It got mysteriously quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Anything with Elvira.
Sorry, I'm looking at Elvira right
Yeah,
now.
sorry,
Oh,
Jeff.
I'm sorry. I thought you were looking at him. I'm sorry.
No, I'm looking at Elvira. All of us lean in. It's like, go
There
on.
you go.
Yeah,
I don't want to throw the
buddy.
back cover because you freaks.
Is that the movie? Oh, yeah. There we go.
The movie adaptation from 88, I believe it was.
Yeah. It's an awesome movie.
But it's an issue number 1. Very rare.
I found the vinyl that she put out the monster. It's like the monster songs or whatever.
Oh, look at the black and white art.
Mm-hmm. If she's ever at a show again, yeah, I might let her sign it if she's cool.
Sure,
Oh,
To
my
this day,
God.
she is still a very, very lovely lady.
I'm not sure who my first girlfriend was. Was it Elvira or Linda Carter?
Well, Linda was
Had to
well
be one of
before
the
Elvira.
Apparently, Billy's forgetting his
Both
old age.
were still incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey.
I mean, it's just for some reason to me, those are like so the memories, and they're innocent memories too. Because I was like 7 and 8 years old. It's not like
Yeah.
you know it's something dirty. It's like I love this woman.
I mean, I would say that I really enjoyed that Wonder Woman, but looking back on it, man, it's cheesy. When you see her turn around and change, it's like, this is so cheesy.
It's not as bad as the A-Team where they fired like 5 million bullets and never succeeded to hit anything in the vehicle.
I couldn't.
We're going to dig a ditch and fill it full of gas, and it's going to explode. Love it when a plan comes together.
I mean, is it as cheesy as like the '66 Batman show?
So,
I mean, that's where they're coming
That's
from.
awesome,
So
not
it's like,
cheesy. It's awesome, not cheesy. It's
Yeah.
yours for me.
Yeah, man.
Josh, what were you showing?
Nothing.
yeah,
Okay.
it's your Fugatoid.
What?
Ta-da,
full screen.
ta-da.
All right, let me get it back out.
You know, I knew a guy that was trying to sell me that book once upon a time.
Yeah, and you didn't buy it.
I didn't. I
So
bought
what
like
now?
I bought every other book. It was
Oh,
like
wait. So if he's had it for a long time, why is he showing it now?
That's a good question.
Because no one ever asked me on a podcast to show my comic book.
I was like,
I'll be back, guys. I'm going to go get them.
I'll sell it for
Doing-
$10.
So
I never had the action figure.
I'll take it for $10. Or is
It's
that
not
a
for you?
price? Oh,
For you, it's 25.
oh my goodness! I mean, I bought all these. I
Yeah.
bought all these.
I mean, that don't mean nothing.
Let me just show you something that is truly rare, truly limited. It's my Batman and Harley cards that are on Marvel backs. Very,
That's
very
weird. Who would do that? That's
very
dumb.
rare.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Well, look in the mirror.
I don't have one. Can't afford it.
Thankfully. Show you something. I'll be right back.
We got to hold it down, Josh.
Yeah.
Well, we got what the you were a watcher. Now you're in it.
I know.
Who else is watching?
Apparently, the only comment is Simply Incredible Podcast. Saying consent. Oh, there it is. Supergirl. That was his crush. Is he going to his first crush?
No, I just thought this was cool, and I enjoyed this movie, even though it is terrible.
Isn't she the blonde from Secret of My Success?
What?
Isn't she the blonde from Secret of My Success?
Yes, she is. She was also in The Legend of Billie Jean.
Haven't
She
seen that.
is Billie Jean. Y'all don't know that movie?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Fair is Fair. Christian Slater's in it.
I've never seen
Lisa Simpson's in it.
Who's in it?
The voice of Lisa Simpson, Yardley Smith. Man, geez, I don't know Yardley.
Yes,
So,
we do.
She was in
Right,
Herman.
Andy?
She was in Herman's Head.
Glorious golly.
Yes.
Well, fun there. I'll show the drunk man.
Lisa needs braces.
There you go. 'Cause I think that's a cool cover.
That's a
It's
great.
awesome. It's very awesome.
The great book of British smiles.
You said you wanted music? We got Alice Cooper.
Ooh.
Let's see some horror.
There you go. The Haunt of Horror. What? That's wrong. Let's.
There. Let's put your face back up close. Haunt of Horror.
I love this cover.
Is that Jacqueline Smith?
Yeah.
Haunt of Horror. How many titles did they have?
I don't know. At least 12.
At least 12.
We're showing
No.
off magazines now.
We're showing off whatever we can get a hold of.
Well, shoot.
Yeah, go, man. Let me get some stuff out.
Apparently, eBay says one of these is like really rare, and I have two of them, so that's always nice.
There you go. It's the other one.
I can't find it though.
Ooh.
Oh no, that's a magazine. Oh, here it is.
Hold on.
How about this one?
You want magazines, do you?
You want magazines, do you?
You don't want them daggum magazines? There you go.
Oh, Witch's Tales. I'd like one of those, by the way.
All right. Apparently, this one's really rare. At least that's what they say on eBay.
What does eBay know?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Fake news.
Fake news. Fake news.
I think it's cool as crap, and I want one.
I've got a bunch of magazines. Will you have to go through them? They're awesome.
What you got, Daryl?
Wait, not you. You.
Love
Love and
Rocket.
Rockets.
I didn't see the and. I just saw love rockets.
Whoa.
I love rockets.
His next book will be called Pink Pencils. How about a little British action?
No.
Is that from a land down under?
Look at this.
British, Daryl,
How
British.
cool- How cool are these?
That's awesome.
And look at what he's saying. By the hoary hosts of Haga. Isn't
Did
that
he
great?
say it with a lisp?
He's
The
got a
black
lot.
and white British
By the
magazines.
hoary host of Haga.
I'm fascinated by those.
Poor guy was an alcoholic.
But you want to talk about something that's rare, actually. Check this out. Now, this may not mean much to you,
It doesn't mean
but I
anything.
managed to pick this up. I picked this up from Moving Pictures Comics. It's Star Spangled War Stories number 84.
Nice.
And I got a message from a dealer shortly after I bought this by saying, dude, you got a book. And I see a couple copies on eBay from time to time. But it's the first appearance of Mademoiselle Marie.
Ah.
And I believe she was featured in The Losers. And this book is rough, but it is complete. And I picked this up from Moving Pictures Comics, another dealer. I love chatting him up. Anytime you see him at a con, he's got great stuff. And his level of enthusiasm towards the hobby and everything is like infectious. I love dealing with this guy. But the other dealer that I won't mention his name because I don't think that dealer ever really wants to sell anything, but he actually messaged me and said, dude, that book is like just that you got. He said, you beat me to it. He said that thing sells for multiples of guide whenever you find it. And asked me if I wanted to sell it. So, you know, that's just another one of those books where it's like, that was one time where my gut was just like, you know what, go ahead and pick it up. You know, it's rare. And sure enough, you know, you'll catch a copy here or there. But, I mean, eBay is going to have everything at some point.
Yeah.
You know, but again, when you look versus 1,000 copies of Hulk 181, and you only see one or two issues of something featured, you know, I thought that was a pretty cool book, and I love old war anyway.
Nice.
Yeah, what got me into the war titles.
I love war books, man. It's something about them.
I really want to get the Haunted Tank. The first,
Yeah,
well, it's a great cover, anyways. But
well, shoot, check this out. Sea Devils. This is their first appearance, and it's an awesome Grey Tone cover.
I love the Sea Devils because it's Russ Heath. He did all the Sea Devil stuff, always the beginning.
But yeah,
cool.
This is their first appearance right here.
Is it for sale?
Yeah, I guess maybe.
Well,
Dude,
for trade, I guess.
Hold on.
I have such a hard time. I love it all, and part of me, you know, in fact, if I were to do any sort of show at all, it's going to be like the trials and tribulations of me trying to sell stuff, because it's like I'm sitting here the other day looking at like I've got like 8 copies of, you know, the first Jim Lee work in Uncanny X-Men. And it's like, how in the hell do I get 8 copies of this?
Because every time you pick it out of a dollar bin, you're like, oh yeah, I'll take this.
Yeah, pretty much. But then part of me is like, why haven't I sold any of these? You know, it's like, what am I doing? You know, I've got, you know, like the you know, when Psylocke becomes Asian, you know, I've got like 6 copies of that. You know, and it's like, okay, well, that could be an easy $10 bill, you know, and for some reason I don't know, it's something about me where it's just like, maybe I am a crazy cat lady. I don't know.
Crazy comic man.
That might be what it is. You know, I can't figure it out.
You see my garage right now. I'm a crazy comic man.
That one. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just because.
Yours is signed. Who signed it, Daryl?
Jim Lee.
Jim Lee?
Yeah, generally.
See, I prefer your copy over any of the 10
Yeah.
that I've got.
Where did Josh go? Oh, there he is.
Oh, by the way, I just wanted to mention, Billy, every time Bonafide over here asks you to sell something, you immediately agree, and Josh, you immediately disagree. Just throwing that out there. You're welcome.
Okay.
So this is mine. There you go.
Ooh, Superman versus
So-
Ali.
Probably, maybe the one book I will never sell. I absolutely love this book.
Why?
No spoiler. I'm not going to tell you who won the fight.
I'll give you $1,000 for it.
Nope, sorry.
2,000.
Josh, you want to buy it?
2,000.
Ooh, we're getting close. We're getting close. But still no.
2001.
Space Odyssey.
If we get to 10, I might sell it.
2010.
What's
Space
going
Odyssey.
on, Mr. Hayes?
Dennis in the house.
Dennis.
I want to
Who's
invite
that?
Dennis on, but he's so quiet we can't hear him. He's the quietest person I've ever met. I mean, legitimately. Love him to death, though. I have to say that, or he
I've
will
got,
let me into.
Yeah, because he'll kick your butt.
I don't know. I have a black butt around here somewhere
Hey,
too.
Josh,
you know.
is there anything you're interested in the Fantastic Four?
Me?
Yeah. Do you want early issues? I don't have a lot of early ones.
Yeah. Majority of the ones I need are early.
Yeah.
In the 20s down. So, I mean, this is the earliest I got.
Where are you here?
Ooh.
That
Yeah,
was
this
a nice
isn't all
one.
that great. I mean, it's got tape, scotch tape along the spine, but I mean, it's a number 9, so get my fingers out of the way.
It's a beauty.
How did Scotch tape get its name?
It's made by a guy named Scotch.
Okay. Makes sense.
Magazine.
Oh yeah. You know,
Is that the rampaging? Yeah, I've got issue number 8, I think.
Dude, I've got, like I say, for some reason here lately, maybe it's just that itch. Like I say, you start looking for stuff that you just haven't seen.
you
It
were
just
with
gets, like,
Will. You were with me when I bought that whole run. Remember?
yeah. It's a great run.
It is.
I mean, it just. I need to just start looking for, just cool magazine-y stuff.
Don't look here, man at work.
I wish I was playing Men at Work. That would have been perfect.
Wait, that's not Men at Work.
We built this city.
What?
Just sing every song that is not Men at Work.
Wait, so what I was saying?
You can dance if you want to. You can leave your
No,
friends
that's Men
behind.
with Hats, man.
Come on, Arlene.
I want it all.
That's Men at Work, isn't it? I come from a land down under.
There you go.
Isn't that the beginning of the song?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, come on.
Then you also got Who Can It Be Now? Who can it be? Knock it out my door. Yeah, I bet
What is
like
going
in
on?
that they'll think it's really so,
Maybe I need to put the cap back on this Sharpie.
I'll show some more goodies.
Yeah, doesn't do much of them.
What is that?
Ooh, look.
It's a comic book of some sort.
It's a comic
Thanks,
mag.
Daryl.
You're welcome. Here
So
it is.
you're wrong, Daryl.
Not a comic book of some sort.
See, God knows magazines are awesome, man.
They are awesome because they could get away with, I think.
Yeah, it's like
They
I'm
didn't
looking
have
at
a
some of the old
code on it.
Savage Sword of Conan books, man.
Like,
And it's like you look at just the gore depicted. Ah, that's awesome.
Boris.
See, that's the thing too. You had these like
What's on the
these
back?
fantasy masters.
Life size glow in the dark poster.
Only $2.
Is it a black light poster?
Was it black light? Yeah, it was glow in the dark. So did
You
you
know
watch
something?
Dark Shadows?
I know my dad.
On the
did.
black light, it's gonna be stuff all over the room, not just the poster.
Daryl,
What?
stop.
You paint a line, he gets on the floor. What the? What?
Ooh, creepy.
I know you were,
Speaking of Daryl, I'm just kidding.
but
Who knows?
Oh, yeah,
Anything.
that's just true.
There you go. There's number 50. It's got some
Here's
vamp.
some crap that I
Are
started.
you gonna sell that?
Yeah, I'll sell the magazines. There's
Who knows
earrings.
anything about this stuff?
Oh, Erie. Those are cool. I like the Erie.
Some
They
epic-
came from Lake Erie's.
That's a cool one.
I managed to find a stack of pulps that I know nothing about. Like,
It comes from
but
orange
you
juice.
look, this seems to be like right up the alley.
It comes from orange juice.
Look at this. It's like Spaceman and a Woman in Bondage.
Yeah.
Check this one out. This one's a little bit rough. But look at that.
Oh, that one's awesome.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
Looks like a
Is a witch.
pinup girl from what's his name?
Vargas.
And then you've got like your sci-fi stuff.
Thrilling wonder
But, you know, I
story.
never.
Elgren.
like-
Gil Elgren.
That's cool. Ah. Oh no. There you go.
And I've got this mess of pulps, and I don't know what to do with them. I think they're very cool, especially that witch one.
You can give them to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can donate them to Bonafide Comics.
I just need to find out. Like, I don't know. I don't exactly know what to do.
They
with
have Pulps magazines, like a price guide for them, I think.
These are a little bit rough. I want to say that
Pulps are going up in value. People are hunting them down.
but
Who can it be?
I mean-
now?
No, that's in your head.
yeah, it's like little novels.
You're welcome.
But, like, the cover art is freaking amazing.
You've been on here 2 hours.
And 12
Yeah,
minutes. You know, 8 o'clock, the usual start time.
Oh,
it is just grueling.
Sir, get back to work.
yeah. I was out working in the yard, and I came in. I was eating. And I just like turned on the YouTube. I was like, "What? Daryl's live." And I saw you guys on there. I was like, "Oh, come on!" I was like,
So what? I ain't get invited.
That's not fair.
I didn't invite
I
myself.
figured he asked, but she was busy.
I do hate it when you ask me, and I'm like, I can't do it.
Page won't let me.
He's like this. I can't do it, but I don't want to.
Sit on here, you guys talking comic books is the best.
Nerds.
Yeah.
We've
What?
had a lot of discussion.
Me neither.
Hashtag me neither.
Before I got on it.
Who's next?
Come on, people. We've just had like a whirlwind round of show and tell. You know, is anybody
Yeah, I
else?
thought y'all were just having
Tell
a
me
Yeah, we just have like a
something.
lightning
I
round.
just bought it.
lightning round.
If I can find it, I'll just grab something. What do you want?
Ooh, composite Batman,
composite
Superman thing.
That is awesome.
You know,
Love
I'm surprised World's Finest like
There you go.
has a value issue, even though it's like Superman and Batman together.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's something I do like. I want to get some of those, the world's finest.
Well, dude, they're super affordable.
Yeah,
when you look at
exactly.
like World's Finest keys,
Except for
This
one.
was like $15.
that's a really cool one there.
Yeah, I like that one. I think I bought this from Tim.
Come on.
Come on!
How about a little night nurse action?
Oh, that's awesome.
You and your fetishes, Bill.
love that book. Hard book to find too.
Yeah, I wish it was graded a little bit better, but you know what?
It is
A
what
drop
it
of
is.
water is better than no water at all.
Did you get that from David?
I did.
All right.
That's a
He
good
tried
one.
to tell me that book a while back.
Meow.
Oh, that's a great color. Shield.
Yeah. I mean, look at the guys in the background.
Yeah,
How do you
what?
see the guys in the background?
I don't
Well, I
know.
can get that cool Walkman.
I mean, I bought this for She-Hulk, though. Yeah, the Walkman.
Yeah, the Walkman. That's the
Walkman.
old
The Walkman.
That's
I
got
got
the
this.
cassette.
I got this one a while back for obvious reasons.
Because it's a comic book of some sort.
Ooh.
That is awesome.
Who
Yeah.
is this Spider-Man?
He is the man with
This
eight
be
legs.
my destiny.
If you don't know whose first appearance that is,
I'm your density.
Gwen Stacy.
I mean, Destiny. I just watched that the other day, and it sounds so creepy every time he says it.
Oh, Back to the Future.
I'm from the planet Vulcan.
And you got some Van Halen playing.
Woo!
That's a good-
X-Fans.
That's a nice one. I've
What
got
issue
one
that?
sitting over
Issue
here.
5.
That's probably that nice.
Dang.
Stuff coming out of the collection.
No, I'm going into like. I'm too lazy to go into the other room. I just like I'll pull out stuff for the store, like
That's
the comic
what-
stock for the show, like for shows. It's like the gooder, the better. I'm about to say the gooder, the better.
The Gooders.
It's the
Shut up.
good.
I'm from North Carolina. The Gooders.
I got some early X because I needed early X-Men. I just didn't have any. Here's a cool one. Number 18.
Nice.
I bet Dennis needs some of those. He's just not going to pay for them.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything.
It's okay.
Here's a
That's
really-
why I'm here.
Here's a really cool one that I fished out of a dollar box not too long ago.
Oh, that's
This was an
interesting.
Oh.
Ajax death cover, but it's kind of like
I've never
the
seen
world
that.
apocalypse. And yeah, this is from the 50s. But yeah, stuff like this,
How did
totally
you?
dig.
That's cool. Yeah.
Darn it! How did you get that?
Yeah, that's right up my alley.
It's got some issues, but for a buck, I
There
could
you go.
just leave it there.
There you go.
Everyone's
What is
favorite.
with human hashtags? He's like 80 years old.
Hashtag none of your business. You know what? I'm not even showing that book. It's just a rip off of an Incredible Hulk cover. That's all that is.
Yeah, I might attempt the old. I don't know if you can even see it. I'm trying to get a light on it. I don't know. There's like a spine crunch down through there.
Don't crunch the spine. That's just a bad idea. Yeah.
I might attempt to get rid of it. Because otherwise, it's a really nice copy. I mean, there's a little ding on the corner. Mm-hmm. There's a ding on his nose.
All right, check this out.
It had to be done.
I have a Captain Marvel #1 here, but it's definitely.
Heinz?
Actually, I'm going to show this one.
Hey, Dennis,
This is
have you
Cap-
opened up the school yet?
This is Captain Marvel versus the Bat.
What?
But here's issue #1.
Hold on. Wait for it.
I got you.
There you
This
go.
reminds me so much. Like, what's the deal with the arms coming apart? And come to find out,
Remember Arm Fall Off Boy?
yeah, that's what I was going to say. Well, this is a cool little series.
I'm
It's
taking
just
that
like-
one.
Look at how clean that fist is as it flies off of his body.
That just sounded wrong.
I know. I was like, what?
You know, if you want something that sounds wrong, check this out. Am I thinking the wrong thing when I hear career girl? Huh?
You know what? I gotta see if I can find it. Well, you know what? I'm not going to look for that one book. I have a book called Cancer Man. So there you go.
What? Talk about inappropriate books.
Oh, I got to pull out some inappropriate stuff.
Well, you know, this is the.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh.
That's right. How about that?
You know,
I've got this one. Geez, Josh, that's fantastic.
No.
why did that
Why
just
not
come
make
across
that
the
little
screen
thing?
like the Star Destroyer or something?
No, you could not make that.
No,
Josh,
you can't.
Josh, you might be interested in this. You might. I think I had it at the last show. That factory sealed,
Huh.
Oh, the record set.
and it's like mint.
It's only $80.
Well, that's what I had it on the show, but I mean, because what
For
do
you,
you
it's
price it
95.
at? It's like it's still in the cellophane, and it's like basically in perfect condition.
There you go.
I don't know.
It's now going for 110.
You know,
There might be some online. I just didn't know what to price it at. But it's really cool. I mean,
Huh. I've never seen that before.
Here on the Simply Incredible podcast is up to 115.
Shut up, Daryl.
here, Josh, ignore that and then look at it.
You'll never have it. Oh.
Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it.
It was originally $1.97, so
There you go.
Man.
I can't even get it to focus.
$3 and you've made money.
Yep.
You know, in all seriousness, though,
You probably did get it for $1.
Me? No.
there were definitely some dark times in comic books. Stuff that was commonplace. And I actually started searching out, you know, you've got the famous rifleman cover where, you know, the little kid's holding the log that's perfectly positioned to make it, you know, the log cover.
You're
Yeah.
not going to share the Superman book, are you?
I came across this article about like the top 10 racist comic book covers.
Oh.
And you don't really think about stuff like that. But I look at it as like, this is how far we've come from where it was, where this was like commonplace. But even, you know, Howdy Doody was
Howdy
not
Doody.
like, I mean, if you look at that, this would not stand
Yeah.
10 years ago, more or
Take
less.
that off the
today.
screen now.
You know, it's crazy how mentally things have progressed, and I think it's nothing but a good thing. Let's put it that way.
Agreed.
Why is everybody looking at me like that?
No, I'm
lady
just
used
saying,
to
yes. Definitely.
What
Yeah,
is
well,
that?
that's a great one.
I love these.
That's like this. Is it the second time she's like? That's continued. That's continued straight from.
Yeah, this is right after the Killing Joke.
Yeah, the Killing Joke.
Yeah.
I do like that
Yeah.
cover. I like covers where like guns are pointed, but that'll probably be taboo soon. I mean,
Yeah, can't do that stuff.
It is
Yeah.
Not of you.
already.
Wait, is that the four? And are they the Fantastic?
that's the Frightful Four.
That would be Medusa hanging there.
What?
As
What
a
is-
bad guy,
That's a bad guy.
Wait a minute.
girl.
Look, and you
Sorry,
can,
oh God.
That's right. You could be Mr. Fantastic too.
Boys, men.
Boys, men. Mike Marvel.
Did you like Sandman's second costume? Is that his first costume on there, or the second one?
I don't know. You tell me.
No, that's his original. No, you remember the second one where he's like has the had to one up you.
All right.
Hands.
Same grade too. No, you were 0.5 more than me.
I know.
Yeah.
Mine's not graded.
Ooh. Mine's a higher grade still.
Oh, wait.
Ooh. That's the better
Oh,
cover.
wait.
And then that one's amazing.
When you bring up
Trinity.
stuff, let me know.
Silver Surfer Trinity. It's not Silver Surfer. No, I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, they got married too, you know. and cameo with Kirby and Stan Lee. So there you go.
Jeez, now everybody's like, this is like a whirlwind flurry. Anybody that didn't make it to the end of the video.
Oh, you jerk.
That's a great one.
You complete jerk. He knows I want that book. Gosh.
Did you find that one in a dollar bin, Josh?
No, I won it at auction at B&D Comics.
Oh.
I think I paid $15 maybe.
Oh.
I bought that book, but I overpaid, so I had to sell it because
Gosh.
I can't. Sometimes that's like part of it.
That's a book I want, but I'm not paying for it, so I'll never.
I'm not paying for it either, but I want that book, but I want to find it in a collection or in a dollar bin somewhere. It's just like it hurts
That's a Fantastic Four.
Hurts myself.
Why am I still full screen?
Because I fit
because it's you, Josh. I mean,
we saw up your nose. Why not see other stuff too? I guess I don't know. There, we'll do this so we don't have to.
No one's gonna ever get.
Yeah.
Tell your crime suspense stories. I just want it
just for you, Daryl.
Yeah.
I already showed it.
Oh, you showed it earlier?
I showed it for you too.
But
I thought about bidding on one on the last auction, but gosh, it's expensive. It was like a 4 or 5, and it was at like 2,300 or something. And I was just like,
I do have a showcase number 6 right here.
Is that the first Challengers?
First Challengers.
That's awesome. Did you see the Teen Titans Go movie?
Great movie.
We're the Challengers of the unknown.
This is why comics are great, though.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
It's just like.
Let's see. What's something else I can show over here that I enjoy greatly? You know, just because this is why I fell in love with Alex Ross right here.
He shows that book all the time.
I can't help it. It's the greatest book ever.
He showed up somebody. Let me do mine.
And then I got this one too.
What is it?
This cover. Kind of hard to find. Look. Yeah, this is what he wants to show. That's it. He got scared and ran away. He was intimidated by the Harley Quinn, Alex Ross cover.
I'm just looking at the doorway reflection in the Batman Adventures thing.
Yeah.
To see if I can catch something goofy happening in the reflection.
I'm sorry. They're terrible.
There you go.
That's what you get.
I won't let him know this.
Did you say anything, Andy? We lost you there for a second.
Yeah, you were deleted there for a second, man. I didn't hear you. What happened?
Oh man,
I saw it go up there before you cut me off.
You can show it again, and I won't cut you off this time.
I mean,
Josh, where are we going?
What do you want me to show?
I do love this statue. Let me get it.
pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, was that the Sideshow? Is that what it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Did that just come in or
No,
Yeah,
that's an older one, right? Or is
No,
that
this came out last week.
Gosh, that's a great stash.
so that's the new? Yeah, because the old one had like problems with leaning, right?
I don't have it, so I don't know.
I just remember it like when I was looking at statues. They said that and it had like material pants or something. I can't remember
Oh,
on the old one, but that one looked really great.
yeah. The other head I don't particularly like, but I just don't put it on there.
Just rip it off. Just rip it off.
Fatality.
And then that's just because I love this series. I don't know. Do you guys ever read the series Rose?
No.
Very good series. Very good artwork. Meredith Finch and I'm going IG Guerra. I don't know if it's Iguera or IG Guerra, but I really love the series. It's very good.
Here's
And the art's not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
See, just because you look like you want to sit closer, there you go.
There you go.
I changed up my
Forget about
display
it.
book the other day
What'd you do that for?
so they don't get light all over them. I'm sorry, but I do love this one.
Oh,
One of my favorite villain groups that don't get enough love. They're so awesome. And that's the Brotherhood of the Evil. And not the Marvel one. But it's actually the first issue of Doom Patrol too, where the number, and it's number 86.
Nice.
very cool.
Very nice.
Not really. I've always liked Mala and the Brain. I just always liked that.
But
I knew you liked me. I didn't know why. Calling me the brain.
my question is, does anybody have Lex
Yeah.
Luthor
Punching the kid.
Huh?
I saw that at a show and I was going to buy it, and for some reason I passed on it. I shouldn't have. That
Bill,
and
show,
the
Bill,
fat-
show that Superman book you showed me. The
and
inappropriate
fat
one.
Superman I loved.
Oh, I know that one.
The Fat Flash. The Fat Flash.
Well,
This one?
Did he tell you?
Yes, that one.
That's the worst. Did you, Josh? Did you see what I had on it
Nah.
at the show? Because I have it in my Action Comics run, and when you
Right.
get to it, over the price tag is ugh.
A very appropriate yikes.
Or maybe it's yeah. I can't remember. It's just ooh.
But here's
Oh
something
my
cool.
God,
This
that is
unfortunately has
hilarious.
some writing on the cover. But I swear to God, that is Darth Vader sitting there on the TV screen, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. You know, it's like this is back
That
when people
is.
didn't get the crap suit out of them for certain things. But I thought that was pretty. Unfortunately, it does have some chick named Lee apparently owned this at some point.
It's
So I thought
somebody
that was a pretty cool.
with a flashlight.
Is that Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yep.
The crappio.
Mad Magazine is incredible.
You collect Mads, Josh?
No, I saw this one. Trump Bestiary.
Oh,
Yeah, Ivanka.
What?
Right there.
Where'd you go? There you are.
Oh wow.
This one's probably my favorite. Donald Jr. So wrong, but so funny.
Oh my goodness. Comedy.
But yeah, this was in the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood movie, and they made one. So I missed my chance at Barnes and Noble, but then Terry had it at the shop, so I grabbed it.
He grabbed it and ran.
Like-
No one knew.
Put it back in its plastic tin.
I mean, after you got your grubby mitts all over it. Why even put it in a bag?
Forget about it.
God, I've got so many freaking comics here that I've got to go through
That you haven't gone through?
that I have not gone through at all. Dude, my closet is full on both sides
Is
of
it the stuff that you had out when I was over?
that, and then I picked up some more stuff, and every time I go out, it's like, ooh, dollar boxes, flip, flip, flip.
Ooh.
You know, and it's just it never ends.
Oh, I mean, oh, I love that one.
Yes.
That feels slightly inappropriate. I love that cover.
No, he wrecks him.
Hey,
You know who hired him, right?
you got some guy breaking into your house once a year. I mean, come
Was
on.
it the Easter Bunny?
Yeah, it was the Easter
This
Bunny.
is stuff that I just picked up the other day. You know, just randomly coming across it.
Just randomly.
Yeah, I've got that one.
Got this. We got this.
You did not randomly come across that.
We got this.
Whoa, that's a big one right now.
We've got this.
I mean, he just showed about $48 million worth of books and just
Please don't tell me you got this for dollars.
No, I think this stack right here was $60.
God, that's still ridiculous.
Well, honestly, 3 weeks ago, you would have been like, oh, that seems right.
All right.
No, it was fairly fair. It was about 3 weeks ago.
Well, I'll take one of them for $60.
I don't know. It's something about looking at a stack of them.
But you won't sell that Sabrina book.
No.
Well, he's got the first.
Dude, I don't know. That
You won't
Chilling
tell Sabrina,
Adventures
just talk to you.
Did I get anything else worthwhile in that stack?
When did you get first Sabrina?
Yeah, just,
No, I don't
I
have
like
first
this.
of
I
all.
like this
Oh,
too.
okay.
Yeah, it's
I like that. And then I always love these Superman covers, but
That's-
when you put Joker on it, it's even better. I love that.
It's a Joker cover.
It's probably an artist.
J cover.
Yeah, the artist is named Jock.
Yes, we know Joker. Yes.
It's like Madonna.
Or Prince.
What do you say? He's like a virgin?
No. Pretty
What?
sure
Here's
he's
some,
not.
That would work.
Do I need to show another creepy magazine? No.
This was a particularly cool cover that I enjoyed finding.
Daffy.
It's something about, like I say, this time period.
Here's my best in the wild find recently. Oh yes,
Man,
Very in the wild.
amazing.
What does it feel like to flip through a box of stuff that you don't know
It's
what's
amazing.
in it, and then come across that?
I want to do that more often. Just buy a box and
By
Take it
the
home.
92 in it? Yeah, me too.
Yeah. that was amazing. Because I missed out on Will's many years ago and
God
beat myself
knows,
up
man.
for it.
I've still got a copy, but it's not the copy that I had, and that I will forever regret.
what are you holding there?
That is a Marvel Milestones edition
No.
of Giant Size X-Men #1.
He's trying to hold it so far away that you don't see.
Wait, I think I've got that one over here. I did have it over
Yeah,
here.
I had the actual one, but I traded it back with Ricky so I can get 181.
Here's mine. I'll keep it small so you don't
Okay,
realize.
Will's going to go show his.
I just don't want you to realize that this is the newer reprint one.
Oh,
But
yeah.
how does this one look?
How does that one look? That's just absolutely gorgeous for like a quarter. You probably got it for what's on the cover.
You got it for less
Look
than
at
that.
that.
I know. He got it for 50 cents or less. That book is gorgeous. The colors, man. The color.
And it is not a facsimile edition.
Like right off the newsstand.
Don't worry, mine
Yeah.
will.
Whew, that one there, man. That is my heart attack in a box right there.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see this common book you got here. Why does everybody keep showing the second appearance of Wolverine?
Because you don't have one, and
I do. I have the first appearance of Wolverine, not the second.
My Grail book. Thanks, Ricky. But I don't get it till Christmas, so I gotta go put it back in its closet.
it looked like you had it then.
There you go. Oh,
I'll show you my Grail book.
what?
This is my last one. I'm not going to show anything off after this. This is my official Grail.
Is it X-Men 1? What is it?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Avengers 4. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, this book here, Captain America was my guy, and being able to obtain a copy of this was a big deal for me.
It's a great one. Now you're going to have to get a Cap 1.
Yeah, you know what? In all honesty, I'll take any Schomburg Captain America's.
If I can find some.
Oh, there you go.
Here's my Grail, but it's a facsimile because,
Yeah.
good gracious, who knows?
One day, Andy, one day.
Yeah, one day. I'm in no hurry. That's a big one.
Let's see if I can find this.
That one's gonna hurt a little bit. But I've tried to look at like coverless ones and stuff and see if I can just grab one. They're hard to, because even like the first page of it is awesome. So even if it's coverless, who cares?
What's on the first page?
It's
Okay.
it's like
Ah, soon as I clicked it on, you hid the book.
and even if the first wrap's missing, like that's the iconic taking the oath or whatever. So whatever.
Pretty cool.
This would be my Grail book right here. I really want to get this at some point in my career.
That's basically that one too. That and 38.
All this.
Yeah, I have the one. Yours is in great condition though.
It's really good condition. Yeah. I love this book.
Mine's like falling apart. My first
Yeah.
edition.
You don't want that to happen.
I don't even know what it is because it's a weird size. It's a treasury, right? It's treasury size.
Yeah.
I don't even know where mine is because it's so hard to put it somewhere.
There it is. The first appearance. Right there.
Yep, that would be a Grail.
Mm-hmm.
I love those famous first editions, though, man.
I would honestly rather have that one than I would Detective 27.
I mean, I'd take 27, but
I just love that first Joker, first Catwoman.
27. What's the other one where he's coming through the window with a gun? Oh, that one's great too.
I've got
Mhm.
the first Cat Man. Does that count for anything?
It counts for something.
I'm showing off my 181 now. This is something
I'm
I
not
saw
just
with-
a man. I'm a
You beat me to that 181 in like a minute or maybe less. He was like, Will just bought it. I was like, no.
But this book, this is one of my
Oh,
favorite
man, I love
books.
that.
Oh yeah, first Grundy.
If I find the other Grundy book, as much as I want it, I'd probably sell it to you, Will, because I know you
Dude,
love
that book, I don't think I'll ever see a copy out in the wild.
Hmm.
The first Solomon Grundy, the
Not in the
golden
wild.
age. Yeah,
You have to.
that's just something I want to do. I want to find it, be walking through a con and see somebody up there with it. And
Oh, someone will
then
have
have like
Big show.
$6,000 on it, and me be like, would you take $250?
You take 7,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great one. I also like the one where he's in the globe. I guess it's like a
Yeah. I don't know what it is about Solomon Grundy. It's just he's just a really cool character.
Solomon Grundy's amazing. Because he's like a zombie.
Yep. And he was born on a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Zombie. Hey, hey.
That kind
Oh.
What are y'all
Rest in
doing?
peace, though.
Come on. You don't know that zombie, Josh?
Yeah, but y'all are butchering it.
Exactly. For trademark infringement purposes. Otherwise, I would sound just like her.
I'm sure. All right, well, I'm officially done showing books off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
you show
There will
off.
be no 2 copies of Iron Man 55. There will be no Amazing Spider-Man 14 shown tonight. If
Oh, yeah.
you want to show that stuff off, pull it out yourself.
Well, Will, when you come, are you coming in September? You're gonna do
I
the show?
plan on it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's entirely up to you, though. Like a guest of the Bonafide.
You're always welcome to be the guest of the Bonafide.
Until I create a sign calling myself "I'm with Stupid Comics" with an arrow pointing in that direction.
Trying to get us like 3 or 4 tables. So we'll see.
Hey.
Yeah, I've got to
This
limit
is
myself.
the one that's like right down the road. If I could, I'd do like 8 tables because it's like the closest show. And just
Dude, between what you have to sell and what I have to sell, we could probably do a row. I'm not lying.
oh, I know.
I mean, it's like
Yeah,
I'm going through crap right
he's
now.
gonna sell
I'm
everything except Sabrina.
But I didn't know if
Yeah.
you wanted to actually bring a lot of your
No,
Oh.
because I'm going to end up having to
because
rent
you'd have to
something.
fill it all in your truck bed but I know you could bring your like big books. Those are always nice.
Yeah, I've got to. I end up having to rent something because I don't trust a truck bed for a trip like that. Plus, I got to climb that darn mountain.
One of these days, I'm gonna climb that mountain.
Yeah, well, going from Virginia into North Carolina, I-77 is not a fun little pull for any transmission.
Man, he's gonna rent something, and then he's gonna sell books. How are you gonna make money doing that?
It's not about making money; it's about experiences.
Having fun, Daryl.
It's about.
I don't do those things. I don't have fun.
I have missed it. I will say that. My
What
goodness.
show is this?
Hickory.
Hickory Comic Con. It's just Hickory. It's a city.
Hickory Comic Con. Yeah.
It's the whole city of Hickory.
I mean,
Hickory's actually not a bad little town. I had to go down there to a competitor's warehouse. They were buying bleach from us, so I had to make a delivery.
whoa! What?
Yeah.
You would deliver food? Why do you have?
Yeah,
bleach?
that's what do you sell it? What do you put
Dude,
bleach in?
if it's in a restaurant,
It was on a day off.
Yeah, restaurants use some bleach now.
Thankfully.
Believe me, if you can buy it, if you can consume it or use it in a restaurant, we sell it. I've delivered ice sculptures before. Wasn't very pleased, but yeah,
An ice luge.
that's what it was. Actually, went to a local college and it was a luge setup.
It was for the set of Batman.
I was going to say something that Daryl would have probably been flagged for, so I didn't say it.
Well, there you go.
I'm just hoping my Howdy Doody didn't go over like too
Yeah.
wrong, but that was my illustration of how bad.
Screen
I don't
cap
want
that
people
face.
to get-
Ah,
I
Bane
don't
for
want
life.
the wrong impression. They're definitely it makes the Supergirl or the Superman the Lois Lane issue. It makes that look extremely tasteful. Is what I was illustrating about. That
No, it's
issue.
still bad. It's still bad.
Derek ran off like I'd flashed porn. The Daryl ran off like I'd flashed porn, so that kind of worried me. I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, I think I would have been running toward it, not away from it.
I've been in quarantine for 2 months.
Actually, it's been over 3, but that's neither here nor there. Since March.
He went for his daily hobble
Right.
along the trail, so things are good.
What are you doing?
Uh-oh, I sense a creature running around back there.
no, Paige.
Yeah.
That was Billy that said creature, not Daryl.
I'm giving her something to stew about, the whole time.
Just come say hey to the podcast. Who?
Legitimate.
You want to come say hey to the podcast?
See, everybody that is viewing,
Look,
if you want to
yeah,
say
I put you big
screen.
screen.
Out on a boat today, and I did yard work.
Well, I was going to tell you, my dad left the keys, so we had to.
Please tell me she got at least a sunburn.
Oh, he left the keys, so he
Yes.
just used the troll motor.
Yes, my dad left the keys. He couldn't remember. He thought they were in the ignition, and then we were worried that they blew out. And then when he got home, we found them. But,
How long did it take you to troll to?
oh, we didn't troll very fast.
Hey, man,
We
that-
just stayed close by, and we just fished. Yes.
So what you're saying is if you took her and stuck her on the top of a pencil and spun the pencil really hard like this,
Yeah. So that was funny today. Dad surprisingly didn't lose his cool. He did try to hotwire it, but then he was afraid that he was gonna mess up the ignition or something, so he didn't. After all, so
Blow it up.
yeah, but it's a pontoon, so pontoon is pretty heavy.
Yeah, trolling motor's not going to move that thing very fast.
No,
sorry, we just lost all boat cred.
like adventures with my dad on a boat, like.
I know one time.
He's only ever once bought a brand new boat. Most
Yeah.
boats are like old and crusty, and he has like his toolbox with him on the maiden voyage because you don't know if it's going to go anywhere.
What did
Fixing.
you do today? Went trolling on a pontoon?
I've been on probably 2 adventures where rain is pelting us.
Well, you weren't on the one when we went out and basically it just the engine's ignition broke, so I had to hold it with my finger.
I don't know. It's,
Hold the Mercury motor's like engine like please don't kill me like
yeah. That's fun.
so like
yeah, that was a new one though.
so like
for
you would,
getting the
and you
key.
can't hear, so you'd be like burn it, slow down.
Yeah, I had to
'Cause I was like
help it back up and stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
It's fun. I caught just one fish, but Dad caught quite a few towards the end. I'd kind of given up on fishing. Gwen, by the way, is obsessed with worms. Played with them until they died.
It's amazing how we've all shut up just to listen to her talk.
Exactly.
Not like
yeah, I know like
worms, but
well, I mean at least she's not afraid of them.
yeah, she loved it. So
Most kids are afraid of everything.
no.
Oh my goodness. By the way, are y'all still the tag team champs?
Well,
we
we've never
didn't
been.
get to defend them.
Yeah.
So yeah, technically, because was that when
Get the belts, man. Get the tag team belts.
my grandmother passed away when we were supposed to defend
Yeah.
it, and so we didn't get to do second one.
Um,
I think so because the people that won the second time were the people we beat the first time. So
I'm just going to say this, Paige. You carried the team. He
Well-
he was a loser before you joined the
That's true. That was
well, so the first time we played, I was in the background like, show this one, but I didn't want to sound loud in the background.
I mean, that totally screwed up the electronics.
It's like Cyrano de Bergerac over here.
I was like, do sideboard. And he's like, oh, I could have done sideboard.
I was like, I didn't even think about sideboard.
Yeah.
I was thinking like small electronics because that's what I used to do. Like
Actually, what I was trying to
I was like,
I was trying to yell for him, but we didn't have it anymore. There was a Sienkiewicz like weird comic book that he made.
Stray Toasters.
Yeah, Stray Toasters, and the
Well,
cover is like
they were in
lot
a
of
magazine, and that was the graphic novel.
Yeah, and I was trying to get him to do that one, but he told me later that he'd already sold that. Because for some reason in my mind, I couldn't get the little toaster out of the brave little toaster out of my head with that category. Do that one.
Oh Lord!
Gwen, the brave little toaster.
Well, I will say this: to this day, every time I watch the show, I realize I'm still the worst contestant that's ever been on Comic Wars.
But you couldn't get your books back.
It's hard. I mean, we practiced a lot, and we actually pulled out like common themes and how to.
Yeah, I just pulled stuff up close that I thought would come up.
Yeah,
I think I would freeze. To be honest, it's one of those things where I think a category gets called, it comes out, and I think my mind would overload. To be honest,
Yeah,
I think it would be something that's just.
Well, if you were on with like us, it'd be different because you'd be like more natural and just go up and get it.
Yeah,
but it is kind of nervous when you're like with people you don't know.
We had common stuff picked out, like what our best covers were, and like, okay, if it's a dinosaur cover, know where that already is, and all the different like color covers that they could call for, or a sketch cover. Like we just tried to think of things that could be called out.
And today's color is baby crap yellow.
Yeah, I have that. So, and we've kind of like practiced and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like gosh, it's like the 2-on-1 cover, and then when the way John explains them, I'm like, now my mind's going a completely different direction.
Well, when he's explaining, he's just giving you time to think of something. So
Yeah.
I'm like, please keep explaining.
If you notice in one of the categories, I'm like, they're still talking, and like they had announced it, and I was like getting ready to run off to grab it.
Yeah, grab her out of that. Come back.
I was like ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked the rule changes last time.
Yeah, that
oh boy.
We had like actually won, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this is just like a play around," so we didn't take it serious. And then he's like, "Oh, by the way, it was serious." And you're like, "What? We won fair and square."
I could tell you were ready, and I actually agreed with you.
I was trying to argue.
You don't say, okay.
I was like, I'll just.
And I'm like,
show
man, Paige is really holding back right now. I was actually kind of.
I don't like to lose.
Yeah, but I was like, just
story.
show the werewolf by night.
Yeah, just
show your werewolf by night. Just.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, wait a second. You just said this was like a playground. And like Andy had gone to the bathroom like during all this. So.
Yeah.
I just want Josh to turn around what he's painting.
I know.
And just be a stick figure. I totally. That's what I want.
Daryl, draw me like one of your French girls. Like. Anybody like some Porky Pig? I don't know.
There are some old.
Speaking of French girls,
I mean, there's a bunch of cool stuff in there.
A lot of like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. There's
Man, she just dropped the bomb on the Looney Tunes.
Like I say, I'm looking for a Terry Toons, the first appearance of Mighty Mouse. If anybody ever comes across one,
that one's cool. I like this one. This one's a cool cover.
Yeah.
Hey.
I think this was adorable, and it's in pretty.
Are those 4 colors or are those?
Yeah, this is a 4-color, but it's in beat condition. And this isn't a 4-color, but Paige said she liked the cover.
Well, I like donkeys. Isn't he riding a donkey or something? Yeah.
Haywood Oil Company, Asheville. or Waynesville, North Carolina. I don't know.
Huh. That's cool.
It's
See, I
not-
love stuff like that.
A bunch of classics illustrated. I have.
That's one thing I'll never.
It's a bunch of
Obviously, if you end up with them, you end up with them. But
No, I really want the Headless Horseman classics illustrated because I collect Headless Horseman stuff. So.
Oh, that's nice.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, one of the, so both of us really
Got the
like
mop on his head.
we both,
I know that's
we went to
He's got the little.
Mickey's
He's
Halloween
rubbing his head.
thing
Yeah.
a couple years
The mop
ago.
on his head. Yeah, you see it?
It's like, what was that? The Figaro one episode?
I think so. It was like the
Yeah.
Barber Seville episode.
Barber Seville, yeah.
It's in from that episode. But
My dad grew up with
There you
that.
go.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's it.
There it
That's
is.
it right there.
Mhm.
Racket. It is done.
There it is. All I'm gonna say is, Josh, what you got about that?
He's jealous. He can't draw a stick figure like that.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah.
I don't know if they could make this in today's
Toby.
Tubby and
Oh,
Sorry, that's about
You know
me.
what? You got to be careful with those giants, though,
Creepy.
because anything that's like oversized, regardless of what genre, because I've got some romance, even
You
some
ain't got no
Penny Keene
romance.
stuff. That's like,
Oh, there's a
man, that stuff. You'd be amazed at. You think trying to find like square bound marbles is hard? That stuff is ridiculously hard to find in good shape.
another big one.
We met a lady one time that she collected romance comics. It was the guy that does those magazines that lived in Concord that we met.
Mhm.
Tom. What was his name?
Michael Urey. He's the publisher of, or
every,
not publisher.
every time I see a romance comic, I think of her because she collects them.
Back Issues. He's the senior editor or whatever of Back Issues. Editor in chief of Back Issues. This is a cool one.
All I know is if you want a
Mystery
good
Tales?
time, just sit down and read the covers.
This one.
For lovers
For
only.
lovers only.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
my!
Find one where they're speaking on the front and like read the cover using voices like very soap opera like. It's a good time, I promise you.
I wonder if the poster's still in there. It says free pinup poster of Susan Day.
You probably have to send off for it.
You know?
Nah,
It
I've
says
got
see
one that's
inside.
got a free
Susan
pinup of
Day?
David Cassidy.
You
And it's
bought the
like
David
somebody
Cassidy
drew
one?
it.
David Cassidy.
Charlton was notorious for that. You'll probably find like a drawn one-page pinup, and that's their free pinup.
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pinups.
Oh.
Come on, we need to see Susan. Come on.
Who's Susan Day? Is that somebody famous?
Wasn't she on the Partridge Family?
Oh, is it? Or what? Parker. Teenage Troubles, where you can write in there. The ones that got away.
I don't even know what I just
Oh, that's not
watched.
it. Okay.
No, that ain't it.
Come on, man. We're looking for Susan.
We're trying to find
I
it.
literally don't know what I just watched.
But it's not even anything special.
That's what I was
Dressed
telling
in a
you.
cardigan.
Yeah, she was the daughter on the Partridge Family.
What is she showing some ankle there? Like
Mm.
Hey,
What?
sometimes the
You had
imagination.
to mail out for the ankle.
that's just like a
That's just a picture.
that's like
What?
for like photo
That's
for like auditions.
It's like
What's
here's
that?
my
Ankle.
my senior portrait
Her
from high
glamour-
school.
It's
It's
her
like
glamour shot
yeah.
for like auditions.
Paige is sitting
You
there
know
like,
what? That was worth the
can't
wait.
she show some more skin? What's your problem?
this is cool. I couldn't find the
She
date
got
on
a
it.
sweater vest on. What was that for? Like librarians?
Year is this?
Oh God.
There's more smut in the comic than there was.
Mystery Tales number 17. It's 12 cents. I guess I'm like 60 something.
It's got to be pre-code, Andy. We're becoming comic snobs
It
now.
doesn't
It's gotta
have,
be
it doesn't
pre-code.
have the code on it though.
Who was that? Was that
The
come on, who's the
DS
publisher on that? I think I've got a couple issues of Mystery Comics. Who's the publisher on that?
Superior or Super Comics.
Super Comics. Super duper.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Dear go.
The madhouse.
You know,
Yeah,
we've been at this for
Yeah, just over 3 hours. Yeah.
This is just one small box of the stuff I picked up. I mean, it's gonna take me forever.
Yeah.
One day we'll get to do a pod where people don't have to watch like 20 minutes a day for 3 weeks straight to get through.
I've got a bunch of those.
Dude, this is quarantine podcasting here. Like they're not leaving
Well,
the
I
house.
tell you, the last
They might as well
hour
watch
has been
it.
a whirlwind.
It's a book of some
Oh
sort.
yeah.
Some of
It's a book of some sort.
Billy's favorite,
Yep.
What issue number is that?
263.
Oh, okay. So I think I've got some like the early 100s. I think.
I know I saw the one with the machine gun.
I need a
I thought of
freaking
you,
copy
Billy.
of
I thought of you, Bill.
Did you show
I
William.
need a copy of the Mad Bomb cover, but I just don't want to pay the money for it.
The Mad Bomb, like when Kirby comes back.
When Kirby came back, that
Yeah.
Mad Bomb dude is like.
I've got a couple of that
Are
one.
these anything special? Did you ever find out?
I've got a rough copy
Cool.
that I was just using as a placeholder, but looking at some dealer prices, I was just like, man, I can't pay that. Maybe I can, but it just.
Maybe.
I cannot do it.
I think I have a really nice copy of it. I didn't think I had it priced that much bad.
No, other dealers, like I haven't seen one of your copies,
Oh,
to be honest. So I mean, like other dealers,
cool.
Ooh, that one's creepy.
Josh, are you getting restless?
I've got.
No.
America.
I've never heard of modern comics.
Oh, that's a cool. The
I've started getting kind of addicted to Charlton's lately, and I don't know why.
Charlton horrors are.
These spooky.
I mean, DC owns the Bronze Horror, but Charlton's not far behind them. Some of these are pretty cool.
I'll totally give Marvel props though with some of their horror stuff. Well, you're right. DC is like I'm looking. I think my next
What is this?
buy is going to be a Witching Hour #1.
Yummy.
Ooh, Black- stop! Don't ever do that again. Oh,
What's that little thing?
oh, dude, see, you got
Yeah, it's
almost
werewolf.
sent me on a rant. I swear.
It's not Poog.
I swear to
Yeah,
God, you're one of those
love.
social media guys that I love it. I mean, yeah, Werewolf by Night.
Is Dracula trying to bite him?
It looks like
Hey,
the
they both
it says
are.
werewolf battles vampires.
She's a vampire too.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I'm gonna have to read.
What if he was a hybrid?
Well, you were collecting that run for a while.
Yeah, till you
Oh,
start selling them.
Tomb of Dracula is the one that I'm working on, but oh, I love that, dude.
That is awesome.
I like that a lot.
Vault of startling monster horror, tales of terror.
Bronze Age horror. I mean, I love
Oog. His name's Oog. Lives again.
it. Where battles the Hunchback of Notre Dame. The Hunchback of wherever. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
All I'm gonna do is burn it down.
Where did I put that book?
15.
What is that noise?
It's my belly.
weird.
That's a good alien one.
Weird
See,
wonder.
I've got the run of that.
You've got the whole run of weird.
Yeah.
What about Dead of Night?
Where did I put that book?
I've got that issue. That is
Chamber
Some of the
Chills.
that I'd have to check on. Some of these little ancillary titles they change the names so frequently.
That's a really awesome cover.
See, I love Tomb of Dracula. The Gene Colan is incredible.
Oh man, he took one. Oh, this one's got Blade on it.
Yeah, there was another one that had Blade on it too.
This one's got Blade. He's taking down Dracula right now. Freaking.
I like the Tomb of Dracula Silver Surfer issue. I think it's really cool.
I want to read some of this stuff.
You can't
Hey,
read.
read it. It's right there in your hands. Just pop it
No.
over. Can you
You
narrate
can't
for us?
read.
Well, I had the time I had to read. I got on here. I'm sorry.
Gwen staying at her
Now I'm
I
thinking
know.
of Chris Rock Tossed
Gwen is
Salad
staying-
episode.
With the in-laws, I can actually
read.
read and do things.
Maybe
Wait a second. The kid's at the in-laws and you're on a podcast? What's wrong with you?
And Paige shrugs like,
we're
I
just
don't
an old
know.
married couple.
Life is
I mean,
Really?
I put that one book.
And I look. They need to bring Blade back with the leather jacket. This is all of that. It's got a value.
Goggles.
Got the Vulture value stamp in it. That's cool.
Nice.
Cut it out, man.
I'll cut it out
want
and collect it.
Exactly. You don't want to leave that kind of thing in there. Oh, where did I put that book?
That's all about
That'll be my podcast heard around the world. I'll
Gene Colan.
crack open my 181 and clip that stamp and be like,
Stamp out.
finally, I've got it.
You'll have like you'll have so many views.
You'll have hate mail.
Yeah.
They'll be like, you cut that out, but your fingers touch the book.
Yeah.
Or you could do it. Just do a cut where like you have your original one and then you put it down and then pull up that facsimile and then like cut it.
They- you should
Yeah.
also do it with like Cheeto powder on your fingers.
Eating Cheetos at the same time.
Dude, put on gloves and get tweezers and everything. Then get scissors and cut the stamp out.
You gotta wear a mask, you'd be like a surgeon.
Put gloves on and then eat Cheetos with your gloves. Like, it doesn't even matter.
Well, that's what businesses were doing. Like during
That
the
was
pandemic,
awesome.
they were wearing gloves and like eating in
And
them.
then sneezing on them. All right.
You got to.
I'm glad I got my gloves.
Like, oh no, the glove broke.
9 months later.
All right.
Where did that go? I had the Hulk versus Quasimodo over here somewhere.
That's a great book, too.
That is a great book.
How many people does Quasimodo fight off?
Barely beats up
Jesus.
everywhere.
The Hulk versus Quasimodo.
Quasimodo.
Quasi.
Quasi.
All right, you got something there that looks like it's in Mylar.
Me? Oh,
Ours were something at least.
what was that?
Oh, the Weird Wonder Tales. Okay.
This is what it came in. Huh?
Okay, stop yawning.
See, Paige, you've got me yawning now, and I don't know if I can deal with it.
Don't worry, this podcast puts lots of people to sleep.
Ah!
Woo.
Josh
Really good.
passed that a while ago.
All right. Well, we better get off.
Yeah, us too.
Like on 11 o'clock.
I hate you all. How's it doing?
Yeah, that was a while back. Let's see.
Dennis be drinking the Haterade.
Yeah,
Oh, it's Dennis. He's just joking.
Dennis Hayes. There.
How many people are watching?
Apparently
None.
one. Apparently one.
It's just us not even talking about anything. Just, hey, how you doing?
Here's
Like these people are idiots. Hope will keep watching this.
It's like a train wreck. I can't look away.
Dude, for like the last hour and a half, you didn't know what was coming next. So
Yeah.
I will definitely
Host.
And I still can't find the Hulk versus Quasimodo. It's very upsetting me.
Tape.
Hey, there's your scotch. There's your scotch.
Oh, yeah.
whoa, what is that? Xbox controller?
Everyone, hold random stuff.
Yeah,
Hey, Susan Day.
Exactly.
She's got those eyes that look at you like, hello, big boy.
Yeah.
cross-eyed.
For
She looks,
Josh's next
She looks cross-eyed.
the next pin up, Josh, I want you to do some Susan Day.
There you go.
Literally cross-eyed. Her eyes aren't looking on the.
What do you mean on next pinup? I haven't done the first pinup.
Well, don't rush yourself. Wait, to do a pinup, he's got to go to the store and get more mustard and ketchup.
He's transitioned.
You laugh,
from
you don't even know
stick
why.
figure smiley face.
Exactly. That's the mark of a great joke. People laugh and they have no clue why.
All right.
Just a reminder.
I need the despondent duck.
Oh, is that a new comment?
No, not mine.
Hey, come on, he doesn't have that kind of imagination.
I was getting ready to say Josh wouldn't be that clever.
Yeah, didn't you do like one of those holes in like a day? Because you like posted like, oh, I'm gonna start on this, and by the end of the day, it was done. I was like, how do you do a comic in one day?
You sit down and you draw.
Yeah, but you have kids. How do they leave you alone? Do you tie them up or something? Like,
They're scared of me.
Josh, do not answer that. I do not want
Parenting.
to incriminate yourself.
What? No.
Parenting advice from Paige Parker.
Well, his kids are old enough that he can just let them run around. And
Yeah, that is true. But they are scared of me.
You know, with a face like
The younger one seems to have a little sass to him.
Yeah, they do, but
But he's easily bought. That's the cool thing. It's like, here's $5. Do something. Okay.
Oh man.
The other ones, he just looks like he's already practicing his sneer in the mirror.
He's gonna be a bad boy.
Nah, he. Yeah.
Got the
Look,
bag of
all right,
cigarettes rolled up. The tattoo that piece of hearts.
I was starting to get the tiredness tears going on.
Mhm.
So,
You need more
I
muscle.
knocked my bottle over.
speaking of which, when was there like a beer bottle in her?
Daryl, thank you very much for having me tonight.
Are you suggesting it's time to go? I agree.
No, you can stay. I've got to go.
Yeah, I've got to go too. 'Cause I've got nothing
See
to
you
do.
tomorrow.
See you guys.
Peace
Have a good
out.
night, guys.
See ya.
Everyone have an incredible day.
And
Nighttime, Daryl.